oral surgery specialist of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and with over 30 years of service to our community, we are trusted by professionals and dedicated to expert care. With 4 convenient locations around the metro area, we are here for you. Trust the experts at OMA. Visit our website www.omaok.com.
Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Recap Show. Mark Rodgers, Adam Diesselhorst, and Lynn Shackelford to take you through all of the events of today's high school football games. We've got a ton of great interviews lined up for you tonight, as well as coverage of some games going on right now. And there are a few that are yet to be decided. There's some that have already been decided. Boys, hope you all survived Thanksgiving.
We did. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
I saw Adam's plate, and I'm surprised that he's upright.
It was pretty solid. Coach Hardaway said it was a top 5 Thanksgiving plate ever. It's tough to argue.
Adam, did you have a dino rib on that plate? I couldn't tell what that was.
I can't take credit for it. I'll be honest with you. I am blessed with an amazing family, and my Kingfisher family is the women of that family, and there's a handful of different families that put that together. Probably around 100 plus people attended every year. They make a little over 300 deviled eggs, which my brother Matt, by the way, we set the line on deviled egg consumption at 9.5, and he ate 10. So he actually, Mark, you'll respect this. He actually broke his 9.5 mark by putting 2 deviled eggs on his dessert plate to go ahead and increase it. So that was brisket. So it's one of the I guess you could say, I don't know if it's traditional Thanksgiving, but for our Thanksgiving, it is traditional. They have brisket. Obviously, they have turkey and ham, but brisket is something they had and they've always had. And so that big chunk of meat on the corner of my plate was actually 3 just perfectly sliced pieces of brisket.
It looked like a rib. By the way, that's 11 deviled eggs too many that Matt had. I'm sorry. That's not for me. I hope he went home alone last night and the rest of his family was able to stay someplace else. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. I mean, we had a couple of games this afternoon, actually more than a couple, but 2 games this afternoon in the 6A class. One which kind of went as expected, I think, with Bixby taking down a good Broken Arrow team that improved throughout the entire year. And then this Choctaw-Stillwater series, which is the 6th game in a row that ended within 1 possession, as Stillwater made a furious rally in the 4th quarter, but they could not catch up to Choctaw after some early turnovers in the first half. And so the Jackets are back in the finals this year. So great effort from Choctaw today and beating a young Stillwater team.
Yeah, I watched the first half of that game, and Stillwater couldn't get out of their own way in the first half. I mean, their turnovers were just absolute killers. Their first 2 drives, they get inside the 10 both times and turn it over. And credit to Choctaw for forcing the turnovers, but I mean, those are just backbreakers, and by the time they kind of got it rolling again, it was a little bit too late. But I mean, hats off to Choctaw. I mean, it's impressive. I mean, they back to back in the finals and been in the semifinals 5 out of 6 years. And Coach Corbin does a great job, and that's a program that is definitely turned the tide in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
We go ahead, Mark.
No. I was just going to agree that since Jake's been there, they really have changed everything. I mean, they've gone from all that time since 1960. They won, finished in the finals that year, and Jake Corbin's just has made them one of the top teams in the state. So very impressive what he's done.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Tom and I had their game earlier on this year. That the Stillwater Choctaw game. And what's kind of strange about it is that game was a reverse of tonight. Choctaw turned the ball over a bunch in that game. I believe they had maybe 4 or 5 turnovers in that game, and actually, kind of the same way. Made it a game kind of a late, and then Stillwater put a score in late to put them away. But I'm with you, Mark and Shaq. Really impressed with what Choctaw's done. over the years. I think their early season scheduling, with the competition they play early in the year, they get around at this time of the year. And also, you guys have said it a million times, it's so hard to beat a team twice, especially a good team. And so I think that those teams, that's what I always say about how our basketball's set up, and teams that lose in that, area finals game that come out of the area constellation a lot of times, getting that loss under your belt, especially sometimes when you've lost to somebody like Stillwater and you see you're going to play them again. I think it gives a team that's lost to them before a little bit more of an edge.
Yeah, I can see that. Plus, it's just really close. Choctaw, I think, has a little bit more experience overall than Stillwater, who I think is going to be a beast over the next couple of years with all the sophomores that they had playing on the offensive side of the ball that are difference makers. So, congratulations for Choctaw. 9-4, suffered some tough district losses, but they're going to be in the finals. And it looks like against Putnam City. I expected that game to be much closer. I'm going to go 0-for-2 on my picks in Class 6A Division II. Putnam City got after Sand Springs, went down the field and scored on the opening drive, and then have continued to play well. So, and I had that game earlier this year, the Choctaw Putnam City game, which came down to a bad snap on an extra point, or we'd have gone into overtime, and who knows who won. But Putnam City got the win in that game earlier this year. Putnam City trying to go for their first state championship since the 70s, which is an amazing feat. That Willis Alexander, how well he's coached that team this year. They got some players on that team. And so I think that we'll have a really, really good rematch in that game.
Yeah, no, I was flipping around in the first half of some of these games. I watched some of the Putnam City. I mean, I think they scored all 4 times they had the ball in the first half, and they're playing really, really well. I watched some of their game against Stillwater, the one that ended at 1:30 in the morning or whatever it is. But
right,
Coach Alexander does a great job, and they've got some freaks. The Herbal kid that came over from Millwood's really good, and Coach Alexander does a really good job of putting them in positions where they can be successful. And I think you've seen them just get better and better as the years gone on. Just like Choctaw, just like a lot of good teams. They're playing their best football at the right time of the year. So if they can hold on and beat Sand Springs, I think that'll be a really good finals game.
Mark, when's the last time PCO's been to the finals? You have that? I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I do.
I figured you did.
I do. They were last time they were even in the semifinals was 2003.
Okay.
I'm going to say 1977. The last time they won a state championship was the last time they were in the finals.
Great year.
Shaq's birthday.
Original
birthday.
That's right. Which that's been a long time ago. So they're definitely due.
This Jinx Owasso game is pretty crazy. They've had some wild ones, including a triple overtime game a couple of years ago. Jinx won in the regular season, but Owasso jumped way out in front of this one tonight, and Jinx is trying to make a comeback. Looks like it could be difficult. We have a rematch in the 6A Division I championship with Owasso and Bixby if it holds here. So, Shaq, you were watching some of that earlier. What'd you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jinx's quarterback got hurt maybe on the first drive that they had, and it looked like it took them the whole quarter basically to kind of get their bearings after that happened. And the quarterback of Jinx is really good, and I'm sure. I mean, I can't imagine that was in the game plan that we're going to throw our backup in there. But they were kind of reeling for a while, and you could kind of tell Owasso took advantage of it. And jumped up on him in the first half. But Coach Gator is going to have to figure some stuff out at halftime. I mean, I can't imagine he's happy about giving up 33 points in the first half. But if they can right the ship a little bit, they might be able to make it a game. But if they can't do a better job of slowing them down in the second half, then it's probably not going to matter. But yeah, I mean, it was a wild game to watch, especially when Jinx kind of got it rolling in the second quarter. But the Jones kid took a kickoff back for a score. That was one of their touchdowns. But I just think that with losing their quarterback, if he's out and he can't play in the second half, that's probably a pretty tall order for them to try to come back and win.
2 5A games going on tonight, both 14-point games right now. McGinnis is trying to turn the tables on Lawton Mac from beating him at the end of the regular season. They lead at 35-21. And then the Carl Albert Newcastle game may be a little bit closer than some people thought. Carl Albert's won 51 in a row. It's the first time these two teams have met. And that game is 21-7 at half over here at Norman North. And I can tell you guys, living about 5 miles from the stadium, the wind is blowing about 6,000 miles an hour, and it's not very warm. So if you're sitting outside at that game, you're getting your money's worth. So I know we're going to talk to Hunter Shepard, who's there a little bit later on in the show. So he can give us a breakdown on how bad the weather was.
I hope Hunter has a jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I know he likes to wear his all those. He gets all those school jerseys from all those teams. So hopefully somebody gave him a sideline jacket for tonight, because it is. You're right about that. Mark, I was actually following along that Carl Albert game, and 14-7 most of the first half, and then late right before halftime, the Matthews kid took a punt back for a touchdown to make it 21-7. So, man, that kid is a stud. I don't know. I haven't seen who's offered him, but I'm surprised he doesn't have some at least mid-major D1 type offers. Does he?
He has group of 5 offers. I think Texas San Antonio has offered him, and that may go up. You guys know he scored 4 touchdowns in 7 games this year, 4 or more. Like he had 5. Yeah, I mean it's incredible.
Yeah, I believe that he had 5 in the week that he was Squirtle Player of the Week. I remember that. So
he's basically Al Bundy.
Polk High.
That's right.
If it is Carl Albert and McGinnis in the finals, I mean, that would be McGinnis trying to end a 4-game losing streak to Carl Albert. I know Shaq had the stat last week. Carl Albert 20-1 all time in semifinals, 19-1 in state championship games. So their tradition and this time of the year is ridiculously good. So we'll watch those games as we get closer to the end of those tonight. Laverne shuts out Pond Creek. They've not allowed a point in the playoffs. They're really rolling this time of the year, and it looks like that Dewar is not going to have much difficulty with Hollis. They lead that one big late, so looks like another Laverne Dewar championship game.
Yeah, what didn't Sealing? They haven't allowed a point in the playoffs either, have they?
That's correct. No, they have not.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I mean, just not to give up one lead on some, JV garbage time, but hats off to those guys. And that'll be Dewar Laverne will be a really good game, and looks like Walika is probably going to end up playing Sealing, which would be another. Those would be 2 really good 8-man football games.
I wonder.
Sealing won 50-0 over Cherokee, and Walika leads 38-8. Bruce Harrell was texting me earlier tonight. He said the B2 teams are number 1 and number 2 in 8-man, Walika and Sealing. So
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that too. But that's Dewar's 2 losses, right? Walika and Sealing in B1 non-conference. I'm going to be really interested to see this Dewar Laverne game. Laverne, they don't have the traditional skill type players that they've had, in the years when they've been able to hoist up a gold ball, but they put that same kind of toughness and mentality. And that's going to be like a big contrast to what Dewar does, because Dewar is just so multiple and they have athletes all over the field. Now they can play physical for sure. But in a year where we normally see, and Shaq can vouch for this too, typically Western Oklahoma just dominates B1, and obviously with Dewar winning it last year, and Dewar, in my opinion, being, probably the odds-on favorite. It's going to be interesting to see if it plays out like what we think, because everyone's kind of thought that Dewar was the top, and that Western Oklahoma, especially Northwest Oklahoma's 8-man teams just aren't as good as they traditionally are. So in past years, especially in B1.
Down in Class C, Ryan beats Tipton for the 2nd straight time after a long losing streak to them. And so the Cowboys go to the state championship game where they were humiliated and disappointed by Lynn Shackelford back in the day, 4 straight years. So it looks like they're going to face Medford, who's all over Timberlake 52-14. That's a big win for the Cardinals. They were expecting a lot coming into this season, and it looks like they're going to be playing for a state championship.
Hey, shout out to Medford, by the way. There was a lot of pub up in Northwest Oklahoma, up around the Enid area about the fighting Cardinals. By the way, Medford, kudos to you and your logo, your Cardinal logo. It is just awesome. It's the old school Cardinal logo. I love it. But a lot of excitement about that team, and obviously, as we know, Timberlake they're without Judd, who does make a big difference. But this Medford team has seemed like they've kind of been on a mission this year. What's interesting, Ryan knocked Medford out, I believe, last year in the semis or quarters. And then Timberlake knocked Ryan out last year in the semifinals, I think, before state, if I remember right. So Ryan's going to be able to play a familiar foe, depending upon whoever wins this, which it looks like it's going to be Medford.
Now, Shaq, were you part of those teams that beat Ryan the 4 years in a row that Morrison won in the state championship?
I was part of two of them.
Yeah.
My freshman year and my sophomore year. So I wouldn't necessarily say I had a big hand in them losing. My sophomore year, I played. My freshman year, I think that was the only game I actually didn't get to play in. But no, they had a 4-year run that was pretty incredible. Probably should have won 2 of them, but as fate had it, the Wildcats were able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat twice. But no, they had some freaks back in the day and were well coached and did a really good job. And I can remember, like, when I was a freshman and sophomore, we just knew we were going to play Ryan in the finals. So a lot of tradition down there. I'm kind of pulling for them. It'd be cool to see them win one.
Well, huge tip of the cap to Tipton, who was the 3-time defending state champions. They've won 8 state championships since 2012. Travis White's team, they've been really, really good, and they fought hard tonight and came up a loser to Ryan by 1 possession, same as they did in the regular season. So we will have a Ryan v. Medford Class C state championship.
Yeah, there's a lot of tradition there in 8-man football between both those schools. How long has it been since Medford been to the finals? Anybody know? It's probably been
99 when Timberlake beat them.
Yeah, is that back in the Killian days? There's got to be some Killians on the team now, doesn't there?
There are some relation from those teams back around then. I think the Killians that are still there are girls, and they were the triplets that had Medford's girls team has been pretty good over the last few years. But I'm not sure there's a Killian boy playing. But there's some familiar Medford names that are out there. Obviously, not quite as talented as those Medford teams. I mean, James played for the Chiefs.
Yeah, they have an NFL player.
Yeah, not a lot of 8-man people that are knocking on the NFL. I guess we had Ron L. however many years after that, but Shaq could probably give us a rundown. Who is the guy from Foyle? Jason
Brown.
Yeah, Josh
right?
Brown.
Josh Brown. Yeah, played in Nebraska. Yeah. Is that right, Shaq?
Yeah, freak. A freak, and just kicked at Nebraska. And when he was at Nebraska, he was the fastest. He had the fastest 40 time on the team, just a kicker. But
he wasn't one of those kickers that was just a kicker, like you said.
No, he was incredible in high school. Incredible. Could have probably gone a whole bunch of places and played a whole bunch of different positions, but it worked out for him. I think he kicked in the NFL for like 15 years.
Yeah, he did for a long time. Medford was state champions in 1945, 1946, and 1949. I wonder if that was before they knew that Grant County would not have a 3-lighted stoplight. There's a blinking light in Medford. That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
probably hasn't changed much since 45.
Nope. They got a DG. They got a Dollar General. I'll say this about Medford. Medford has a great stadium. Really cool. They do a great job there with their facilities. They just built a brand new basketball stadium too as well. But and they are like many small towns in Oklahoma. They are crazy about their fighting Cardinals. So I know that their fan base is going to be super excited about this win if they can hold on.
You guys can believe this or not, but my senior year, I happened to be on the mile relay team that was going to state, and we had a big rainstorm. And so the cinder track in Blackwell had puddles all over it. So we did bus over to Medford and run on their track, which was state of the art in 1987. So actually it was 88, but so they have always had pretty good facilities there.
They have. I would agree with that.
All right, looks like Sand Springs has scored 27-13 in that one. So we'll see if they can continue to make a comeback. Let's check in on the 6A1 game. 33-21 still. I bet I can update that. I did see that we had a score posted earlier tonight in Class 4A between Cushing and Elgin. I believe that was I think they've taken it off. It was 89-87. So somebody's getting banned from Squirtle tonight.
Yeah, we're here to have fun and have a good time, everybody. If you happen to have the app, but you will be removed from the app if you put in false scores multiple times. Luckily, we have a lot of fans across the state that will either report those or update those. But shout out to Ethan Sunken, Cashion graduate, by the way. Hopped on. He helps us, does tech support on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and he got that fixed for us.
I did see Ethan Sunken in Nashville.
You did?
Yeah, with a big group of people. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happened to be in some of the same places that I was the weekend of the OU Tennessee game.
Nice, good people. His dad's a great guy. His dad, Shaq, he runs the Charlestons, right? For Hal, most of them, and Upper Crust.
Yeah, I think all of the Charlestons he's in charge of. So he keeps the road hot. I mean, all the way. I don't know that he does the one in Omaha, but I think he does all the other ones. So the one in Fort Worth, and then all the ones in Tulsa and Oklahoma City. But no, Ryan's is good as gold. He's as good as I get.
Shaq, you know where Charleston's are located all across the country? You just like ripped off about 6 locations. That's pretty impressive.
I'm a big Charleston's fan. It's not like there's 70 of them. I mean, I think there's outside of Tulsa and Oklahoma City. I think there's just 2.
What's the best item at Charleston's?
Well,
I got 2 in mind. I got 2 that I think is really good, and it's probably not what you'll think.
If you get the pork chops, you got to get them blackened.
Okay.
And they're pretty incredible. The chicken fry, which is not on the menu all the time anymore, it's just a special, is pretty unbelievable. But there's the thing about Charleston, there's not a bad thing. I mean, they're all, it doesn't matter what you get, just go in there and just point. You're probably going to get something that you're really going to love. But the specials they have are really good, but if I'm just going in and pulling the trigger on a normal day, I'm probably going blackened pork chop.
I was going to go with 2 items. It's not a traditional item for me. I like the creamy garlic salad dressing on the salad they have. Mm-hmm. It's always really good because they got bacon on it, and they got the croissant, which kind of defeats the purpose of eating a salad because there's a lot of calories in that, but it's still delicious. And then I'm going with the shrimp cargo appetizer.
Ooh, solid choice.
Butter, cheese, shrimp, fantastic. I also like the Hawaiian ribeye. I think that has kind of moved to Red Rock, but they used to have that at Charleston's. So,
well, the kind of money you 2 guys make, you need to go to Mahogany and get the lobster cargo.
Yes. I think the shrimp cargo is more my style, but
really?
I mean, it's not the shellfish is not the star of that. It's the butter and the melted
100%.
cheese.
It's the butter and the cheese. Yeah. No, it's. I don't even mess with the bread. Just eat it. I mean, there's no reason to ruin it by letting the bread soak in the grease. Just get after it. But also, if you're going to Charleston's, you're on a diet, you're wasting your time.
Good point. I mean, you should treat yourself when you go to a place to eat like that. So
yeah, for sure.
Are we going to see? By the way, quick college update: are we going to see Texas win tonight, in spite of one of the worst quarterback offensive performances I've ever seen in my life?
I mean, they might. I mean, it'd be the Texas thing to do, right? Just to win and keep the dream alive for one more week. Texas's luck; they're going to win, and then it's going to be pure chaos tomorrow, and somebody's going to say that they deserve to be in the college playoff.
I think Oregon loses tomorrow.
That's a tough game. Tough spot. Washington.
Or is it at Washington?
Yeah. I believe that's right, isn't it, Mark?
It is at Washington. Yeah. Shaq, could you bench Arch Manning? I mean, can Sark do that?
I don't know. Is the other guy any good?
Well, yes, I would say he's better. I mean, just based on what I've seen tonight, yes.
I mean, yeah, you can. I mean,
Is it still
That takes a
10-3,
lot of
Mark?
guts.
No one's above the horns, right? Or the, what did Heupel say last year? No one's above the power T or whatever. I think you got to.
Well,
But the other part of it is if you're Sark and he's not good and he's a Manning, to me, that's even worse. You know what I mean? Like, you almost kind of would rather him go away so you don't have to deal with it.
I don't know what the issue is. He looks like he is. I know not firsthand, but I know quarterback's a very difficult position to play, especially when you got SEC defensive linemen running after you. But he does not look like he has any idea of composure or poise back there. It's bad.
No, he never looks comfortable, and I know if you play quarterback, that's a big deal. But you would think at some point you would kind of settle in a little bit, but he never looks like he has, and I don't know. It's a shame because he's got some tools. And he's got some players around him, but no, it's been a struggle for him.
Texas is starting to run a play we call tailback power at Blackwell, and they're having some success there. So it doesn't involve passing.
The old tailback power. While we were discussing some fantastic food options at Charleston's, McGinnis scores twice, 49-21.
Yeah, they scored right before half to go up 7, and then they got the ball to start the second half and went down and scored, and now they've scored again. So that one's the wheels have kind of fallen off the Highlander bus. Owasso's on the move too. They're down to the 25. This would probably be a little bit too much for the Trojans to overcome if they're able to punch this one in. Also, how sweet is the Rams, helmet?
Sweet.
Their logo? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They did. Have they always had the Ram? Did they always have the horns?
They've had the horns for a while.
I know they have for the last few years, but
yeah,
they came through Blackwell in 1978. And don't ask me why Blackwell was playing Owasso. Somebody should have been fired for that, even at that time. Those places were not the same in size, but they had the Rams that helmet then.
Yeah, no, it's pretty legit.
Mark and Shaq, speaking of good maroon and white schools in the eastern part of Oklahoma, we have Coach Parker and I believe his son with the Pecola Indians if you want to bring them on the show.
Let's do it.
Just 1 second. Let me see if I can find my cursor. A little rusty. It's been a week. Here we go.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Not much. Watching some football. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
We're doing great. Hey, congratulations on the win last week at Fairview. What was better, the bus ride there or the bus ride home?
Bus ride home. We slept for most of it, so it's kind of an adventure on the way up there, but not as much of an adventure as going to Hooker last year.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. That's another couple hours.
What was it to Hooker last year? 7.5?
Yes, we drove up and went to Woodward, stayed the night. Got up the next morning and went and practiced at Woodward. Then took the other 2.5 hours to go up there and got finished with the game and drove back to Woodward, stayed the night, and then left the next morning.
That's wild. That's so crazy. Well,
Jason, is this the most competitive you've seen Class A in this Division I in a while?
Yes. This last week, all the games were highly competitive, a lot of good games. We haven't had an easy one at all in the playoffs with Pawnee the first round and Fairview the last week. We've had 2 absolute wars. So, we're ready for this next one.
Coach Parker, when was the last time Pecola's been in the semis? Is this the first time ever?
This is the first time.
First time ever. That's awesome. Well, congratulations to you guys. That's a big deal. Happy for you guys and for your community. So what did you guys do you have big Thanksgiving practice Thursday?
About 20, 30 minutes of practice. So a lot of people came out. It was really cool. First time it's ever happened in Pecola, and everybody's really excited about this. So I'm glad we're about 2 hours away instead of 5 hours away for this game. So, everybody's excited.
Tell me a little bit about your quarterback, Jazir Posey, what he brings to the table and what kind of difference he's made for y'all this year.
Jaw's a smart kid. He's starting to get a little more just louder talking wise, but got a great arm. Extremely accurate. Just we're working on him getting his release quicker, but and he's a load. I mean, he's 6 foot tall, 225 pounds, and can run a little bit. So he's got a lot of things he brings to the table, and just continues to get better. And spends a lot of time working on his craft outside of our place.
So you got your son there beside you. I've got a daughter who couldn't tell you if a football's brown or purple. So what's it like coaching your son? And also, what's it like having dad as your coach?
I mean, I enjoy it. This year and last year, it's really been the best. I think his really coming into his freshman, sophomore year, becoming a teenager, we butted heads a little bit, but I've coached him since he was little. But now, I mean, he really understands the game. It's just been a joy, and to be able to do this and be in the semifinals with my son in senior year, it's really special.
I know the basketball team's had a lot of success the last couple of years. Softball team has been really good. Girls basketball team's been really good. So football really carries the weight for everything in a small town. Tell us what it's like for the community to back a football team down in the semifinals.
It's I mean, it's something I've always wanted to see. I moved here from Louisiana when I was in 6th grade. And so when I came back the next year, it was the first time I'd ever been to a school 2 years in a row. So Pacola's home. And my senior year, we went to the playoffs for the first time in 13 years. So definitely not been a football powerhouse. This is the 5th year in a row we've been to the playoffs. And prior to that, there'd only been one time where Pacola had been to the playoffs 2 years in a row, or actually twice that had happened. So the success has just become more and more over the past several years. And it's just really it's really cool to see how the community's rallying around it. We finally got a Mexican restaurant in town, so we're really blowing up. And we found out like the everybody was there watching our live stream during the game, and when we got the interception to win the game at the end, they said it just blew up like they were watching their team to win the Super Bowl. So it's really cool to see, because girls softball is big here, and we're very proud of that. My daughter plays softball; she's a freshman. What's up, Jordan? I better say that before I get in trouble. But and basketball has always been big here, and it still is. We're gonna have a great team this year with a chance to win state. So just glad to get everything rocking and rolling.
What do you see on film from Tonkawa?
Size, speed, athleticism. They like to hit. Kind of like looking in the mirror a lot. Really, that they really match up well with us. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, that should be a really good game. I mean, I watched both you guys on film. I watched both your games last week, and I think it's going to be I think both semifinal games have a chance to be really, really good. But I think you guys, it's definitely a contrast in styles between what Tonkawa likes to do and what you guys like to do. So it'll be interesting to see, to watch that play out. But, hats off to you, Coach Parker, and to your son and to that whole community down there. I know it's got to be really cool, to just be in the midst of all that and watch that, community kind of come together, and I say this all the time, and I'll tell your son this too. I mean, don't forget to soak it in. I mean, enjoy all of it. Don't think that, hey, we're doing too much, or, should we let the community come and do this, or should the moms be able to do this? Just say yes. Say yes all week, next week, to anybody, anything wants to do, and you guys just enjoy it, because, you never know when you're going to get another opportunity to do it. And let's be honest, it's not going to make a difference in how you play on Friday night anyway. So I'd say just soak up every second of it and enjoy the ride. And good luck to you guys Friday night. I'm anxious and excited to watch you guys play.
Right on. Appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate your time.
Good luck, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
That's a heck of a run. I was going to ask what's the go-to order at the Mexican restaurant, but there's really not a whole lot you can order, right? I mean, it's either enchiladas or a burrito, unless they've got something pretty good off the menu.
Yeah, I mean, if it's authentic, there's a couple of things that could be anything with a fried egg. I'm doing. If it's got that, I'm in.
And after sufficiently ripping Arch Manning, he threw a touchdown pass, although it was one to a guy that was more wide open than I've ever seen, that he almost missed. But Texas is on top of Texas A&M.
Oh, they're going to win.
You think Texas is going to win?
Yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen. Just for the chaos.
I probably agree. If they lose, that'll put Georgia in the SEC championship game.
So the real question is the Lane train, is he leaving? Is he staying? What's happening tomorrow on game day? Because isn't he making his announcement on game day?
That's what I've heard.
I don't know. I don't know about that. It's possible. I think, to me, this just reeks of he's not quite sure, but probably going to leave and take the money to go to LSU. Of why we don't have more clarity on it, and especially the way that the Ole Miss athletic director was acting today on the sidelines and a lot of that stuff. So it will be easy to criticize Lane Kiffin if he leaves.
I'm leaving.
But
it's LSU.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough position to have to leave a team, and so I think that's probably why there's not been any more clarity. So.
I mean, it's LSU. You got to take the LSU job, don't you? It's a top 3 job.
Yeah.
What's better?
It's a good question. It's up there.
I mean, if you have to think about what's better, then you take it. Because if you said what's better between LSU and Ole Miss, LSU. There's
right.
I mean, there's 4 other jobs that you're even going to pause on. So I'm taking it. He's not winning the national championship at Ole Miss.
Yeah, ever. I agree, Shaq. I agree. While we were discussing that, Wasso scored again, so 36-21.
Jinx is on the move. They're inside the 10. Not a lot of defense in this one, but I don't know that there's enough possessions left for the Trojans.
How much is Lane Kiffin going to get paid every year? $14 million?
A lot.
A lot. I think more that if it's true that they're going to give $25 million to the roster, though, I think that's where the big difference is.
Yeah. Well, I know we had a radio discussion about this today. I think that there are a lot of schools that feel like that's not supposed to happen anymore, but the schools that can allot $25 million on top of the 17 that they're already paying are going to have a lot better chance to win. So, until a court stops them or NCAA stops them, then I think that's probably going to be the way that it goes. Sand Springs has scored 27-20.
Nice.
In that game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another update in B1. Dewar scores again, 58-24. In B2, Walika scores again, 44-8. And we do have Kevin Witt, Jones head coach, who is hosting a game right now, that Walika Okeen game, and he's kind enough to join us. Do we want to bring Coach Witt in?
Yes.
Awesome. One sec. There he is.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Are you guys doing the 50-50 burgers tonight?
Yeah, I think that's on the menu tonight.
Okay.
Nice.
Very good. Are you enjoying this week off? Or, how does the semifinal with a break feel for you?
A little different, something we've never done before. So it was a little different, kind of getting used to, but hosting one tonight kind of gave us that Friday night feel still a little bit.
You guys have Marlowe coming up, and Shaq, I'll let you go after this. I saw that team earlier this year. You guys are used to knocking heads with some of these best teams in Class 2A. They're very, very physical, a good quarterback, Coach Weber's son there. You guys have all of that yourself and then maybe more. How do you see this matchup shaping up?
Well, Marlowe's always typically really physical, and that's just, something we hadn't seen all year. So it's going to be kind of a new challenge for us. It's just a different offense and physicality than we've seen all year. So this time of year, they're all tough.
So you're head football coach AD, right?
Yes, sir.
So you had to wear the AD hat this week and get ready for get ready to host a game. So any trouble getting everybody to help day after Thanksgiving? That's always
most
an
of
issue.
it's our. We did it all ourselves this time with our coaches and our booster club, so we didn't really have much else.
Just told your staff, hey, sorry, you're keeping gate this week.
Right.
I like it. Good for you. So tell me about your quarterback, because I read an article in Oklahoma last week about him, but he seems to be the straw that stirs the drink in Jones.
Yeah, he's the type of kid that gives you an opportunity in any situation, even if stuff breaks down. I mean, he's athletic, run, throw. I mean, he's the leader kind of our offense, and he's dynamic in everything he does.
And he's got a lot of experience playing that position. What's
Yes.
he done? What's makes him better as a senior than he was as a sophomore?
Well, honestly, as a sophomore, he was playing defense for us. So, last year was his first year quarterback. So having a second year doing that has been big for him, and especially this year because we lost a lot of talent at wideout last year. So he's had to learn to kind of do a few other things on his own and doesn't have those 6'5" kids to throw it to like he did last year.
Now he's a Hanson, right? Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Is he related to Coach Hanson? That was from Shattuck, right?
Yes. That's his grandpa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then his brother played at Santa Fe, right? And then went to Alabama, and then where?
Arkansas State. Yeah,
Arkansas State. Yeah.
You guys got to brush up on the Oklahoman, man. They had a big article on all the Hansons in there last Friday.
I read part of it, but I'm old, and it's late at night. Things tend to slip a little bit. But so what's I ask this everybody because I'm really curious because I think it's really cool. So what's the Thanksgiving Day tradition in Jones? What'd you guys do? Turkey legs? What? I mean,
we always feed them breakfast. We invite everybody out, and then we feed the kids breakfast after. And you never know what's on the menu. Depends on who's cooking it. It's just one of those.
That's great. That's good. That's good stuff.
I can guarantee it's whoever's cooking it is doing a good job with the smoker and all the stuff that they've got up there. But Kevin, you guys have had a lot of success there under Coach Martin, who's now at Texas Tech. You've carried the torch on and continue to do great. What would you say characterizes Jones football more than anything?
Just the toughness of our kids. I mean, our kids are tough kids, good, hardworking kids. I mean, it's all about the kids. If you don't have kids, it's tough to keep that going.
It seems to me like, and I've always thought this about Jones, and I've never, we've never played you guys, and I'm sure we will in the next probably 8 years. But it seems like it's a really good mix of old small school tough kids, and then kind of a mix of some of you pull in some Choctaw and Edmond and some of that, and you really get a big scale of different types of kids and families, which I've always said is kind of what you want. You want a kind of a broad stroke of a whole bunch of different kinds of kids, and then try to marry all that together to be successful. Am I pretty accurate on that assessment about kind of where Jones is in 2025?
Yeah, we get a few here and there from kind of surrounding areas, especially the Edmond area, kind of, and more in Oklahoma City lately. But a big part of ours is the Jones kid, just because the lack of seats we have here. We've got a few kids that can get in here and there, but other than that, it's a lot of Jones kids. And the cost of living out here and how homes cost, there's not a whole lot of people moving in out here.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling. Except they're moving the cash in. It doesn't. You price it whatever you want. They're coming in droves. They don't care. So we'll probably be district foes in 6 years. Which that'll be fun.
If the football team is tough as the girls basketball team, where Coach Jenny Holbrook used to make them lift weights in the middle of practice, like blow the whistle after shooting free throws and go lift a bunch of weights and come back out and shoot. Then they're going to be just fine.
That's what
I couldn't lift weights and lifting weights messed up my feathery jump shot during basketball season. So
feathery jump shot.
Well, maybe it's a set shot, but it was feathery for sure.
I think getting muscle bound is a misnomer, Mark. I don't think that's real accurate.
Well, Kevin, I provide the least amount of good information on this show, but I can tell you this: we've been out to Jones. Mark and I have, and some of our Squirtle crews have over the last 5 years, and it is a awesome atmosphere. You guys do a great job with your home field. I think every time we show up on the night, it's for some reason we time it around Halloween. You guys always do that costume thing with all the kids.
Oh, yeah, the elementary dance.
Oh, that is awesome. And the food and the hospitality, and obviously you guys' facilities are great. It's awesome that you're hosting, one of these 8-man games. I like to coin our network as the 8-man network because we got a lot of small schools, and a lot of their coaches were asking me about Jones, and I was like, you guys are going to love it there because it's small town people, a great facility. And so I'm sure you guys are doing a great job hosting that event.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Kevin. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Jones Marlowe. That'll be a good game.
The Trojans are making it a game. 36-28, 2 minutes left in the third.
Yep. Touchdown Trojans.
Are we headed for another overtime game with that one?
I don't know. There's a lot left to go.
Okay.
Pete,
Rams are on the move.
like you guys said, Mark mentioned it earlier on. It looks like it doesn't show how much. 6 minutes left. Putnam City 27, Sand Springs 21. So
hey, while we got a little bit of a break before I forget. So I talked to Trinity Johnson from the OSSA earlier today. Tried to get him to come on, but between him not having a voice, and I think they're actually at the Jinx Owasso game, but might be able to get him to come on Monday and talk a little bit about their new media day that they're doing for the state finals, which sounds kind of cool. So he sent me a text. I'm just going to read it so I don't, miss something. But he said the OSSA is proud to host the first inaugural football championship media day. The event will take place at UCO on the Tuesday of each championship week. December 2nd at 9 a.m. are classes 6A1, B1, and B2. And December 2nd at 10 a.m. are classes 6A2, 5A, and C. Purpose of this event is to provide high school athletes and coaches the opportunity to celebrate their accomplishments and discuss the upcoming championship. We feel this is a great opportunity to bring notoriety and exposure to high school football in Oklahoma. So I think that's going to be kind of a cool deal. There's some things about the OSSA that I don't agree with, but the one thing I do agree with is they've really done a good job in the last few years of really trying to make the state championships a really big deal. And I think this will be a really cool experience for all these teams to get to go down there and kind of participate in a little bit of a media day, give those kids some extra exposure and allow, whoever wants to, whether it's, newspapers or radio or whoever, to come down there, TV and interview those kids and coaches and give those, communities and players some exposure. So that'll be cool. I'm kind of curious to see how that all plays out, but I think that'll be a really cool thing for everybody.
Shaq, what are the days on that again?
It is December the 2nd this week. And
That's Tuesday.
And then the next week will be, he didn't say. So I'm assuming probably the same. It'll probably be that
9th?
Tuesday of the 9th. Is that what that is?
Yep.
So 9 a.m. Mark, you could slide over before your show.
I will be there. So yeah, that is fantastic. And I do think that, and it also kind of helps those guys not have to deal with 10 different people calling them and them giving the same information out. So, because, there's going to be a lot of people covering the game. You got newspapers from both Tulsa and Oklahoma City. I'm sure surrounding area media from wherever those towns are, NFHS broadcasts. So yeah, I hope I will get my information from there and I can leave those guys alone during the week. So
it'll be cool. And hopefully we can get Trinity on Monday. I told it, of course, by the time we air it, it'll be over, but at least he can, talk about it and promote like the December 9th deal. And we can get him on here and, get it out to the millions of people that tune in to the Pick'em show.
The millions.
I think the Pick'em show does have quite a few people tuned into it.
It really does. I have never been verbally assaulted more about picks that I actually didn't make that my brother Jake makes on that show. I mean, everywhere we go, it's hilarious. But I can tell you one man that's never verbally assaulted me, and that's Chalmer Wyatt, and he's our next guest that's getting ready to come on the show with us. So I'm going to bring him on if you guys are ready. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. state champion, Chalmer Wyatt.
You guys hear me?
Chalmer, what's up?
Hey, fellas. Hey, I watch the show. I'm tuning in sometimes.
Chalmer, are you getting ready to be dad again? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
I mean, any day now?
Yeah, any day.
Congratulations.
Her due date is actually the 13th. So, I mean, it could be any. I mean, with this weather change coming in, maybe that'll help. I don't know.
You're just edge of your seat about a whole bunch of things right now, right? You know, we got a semifinal game. We got a kid coming. I mean, we got probably another pizza getting named after you. I mean, you got a lot of things up in the air right now.
It's just poor timing on my part, so I chalk it up as.
Yeah.
I think I saw a Facebook post today that was listing off all the accomplishments of you guys the last couple of years. Maybe somebody that played on the first team in Elgin, but just to stop and think about the type of defense that you all have played. If you go back and look at that in the last 4 years, very few teams have even reached double digits against you guys. How difficult was it to build that foundation to get to where you are right now?
It was really difficult. Really difficult early on. Just, and I said this the other night, just staying true to kind of what our beliefs are as a program and making some changes defensively, and, continuing to build on what we did offensively. And I just feel like, throughout the year, staying true to what it is. And obviously we had some great players come through and have some great players right now. But, and we tried really, really hard to, what we wanted to do fit our kids here at Elgin. And I think we did a really good job of that, just kind of, making changes, making wrinkles, and putting kids in great places, make plays, and playing with the type of, culture and effort that we play with. I think our staff did a really good job of kind of putting all this together, stirring it up and creating a good storm for us.
All right, Ritson Meyer. I've said if there was a Oklahoma Heisman Trophy for high school football, he might be my pick because he plays on both sides of the ball. The fact that he's a wrestler and he plays with such leverage and toughness, I'm all about this guy going high D1. What is that looking like for him right now, and what do you think of him as a player?
I mean, it's an anomaly to me, just the lack of interest for his college recruiting. I mean, I don't know what more he could do. He's got an offer from Southern Utah at the Division I level, and then I think all the in-state schools at the D2 level, are on him. But what he does in the playoffs, especially, I mean, if you turn his tape on the last couple of weeks, he's just a different animal. And when the lights come on, you get a different version of him, and that's something like you can't teach that. You can't. It's just natural, and it's what he's about. The bigger the moment, the bigger he is. Obviously on the wrestling mat, he's had some incredible matches in the state finals, 3-time winner, real clutch performer in the state tournament in the baseball. Just when the lights are on, the bigger they are, the better version of him you're going to get. And he's incredible, man. He's one of a kind. And he's doing it on both sides of the ball. Like you said, Mark, just incredible athlete. And I mean, there's nothing he can't do.
So, Chalmer, you touched on this a minute ago, and I'm curious about this because it's just my nature, and I'm always trying to be better. But you mentioned the word culture, which some people think's garbage. I don't, but you're from Elgin, right? Graduated from there, back there, coaching your hometown. If you had to say one sentence that describes Elgin football that you wanted, you wanted somebody to know, this is what we're about. This is what's important to me. This is what's important to our kids. Tell me what that is.
Man, like, I think you can, it comes back, it almost starts with a community standpoint. Like, everyone is all in here. And from the players to the coaches to the parents to the supporters, they all want us to succeed, and they're all in on kind of whatever we, direction we go as a staff, whether it's, I don't know, coming down hard on the kids at times. They support that. And that's kind of what it takes. And it's not perfect. Everybody's got things within their program that they got to handle. But I just think that everybody wants to see Elgin football be successful, just from an Elgin people standpoint. And as far as the program, on the inside of the program, man, like, it's nothing more than just being really consistent in your approach, whether it's being where you're supposed to be on time, being in the weight room on time. We're really punctual on the practice field with being on periods and being where we're supposed to be. And we don't make a lot of changes. Our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are pretty much set. And I think it's just a matter of just when we're an inside run, like, we are solely focused on inside run. You know what I'm saying, Shaq? Like,
Sure. Yeah.
And just, maybe over 7 years, just being really consistent with that has paid some dividends. And we've got incredible, coaches that lead each position, and, our administration is very supportive, and just a lot of great things going here. And I think that it's just been a good recipe for us. And I think it just goes back to, people just believing in it from a holistic standpoint, and, supporting the minute things that it takes. And it does take minute things of,
Sure.
the daily grind and all that. And I know that's longer than a sentence, but that's probably the best way I can probably.
No, I
Just
love
that,
it. I think you're right, and I think it's unique to every place that's out there. There's no, Elgin's not Tuttle, and Tuttle's not Bishop McGuinness, and Bishop McGuinness isn't Bixby. And you gotta find what works in your community, and I think you've definitely done that, and it's it's pretty impressive to see what you guys have done. And I'm pulling for you guys, and look forward to seeing you guys get back to the finals and kind of continue what you've built there. It's pretty cool. I think it's something that I've been fortunate enough to be in one place for over 20 years, but doing that in your hometown is probably pretty special. So I think that's a pretty cool deal for you.
I appreciate that.
Tell me about Cushing, Chalmer. They've got a quarterback, Roman Tucker, that's been there for a long time. They've got Kellen Fry, who's a little bit like Ritson Meyer. I mean, he plays on both sides of the ball and is really good on defense.
Yeah, I mean, they are explosive on offense. The way I kind of chalk them up, that they call plays to score no matter where they're at, and that kind of some people are gonna call plays to go get 4 or 5 yards. I just don't see that being the case with them. They want to be explosive, which causes defense to be you cinched up every snap, and focus, and the ball can go anywhere on the field, out wide. And it starts with their quarterback, man. Roman Tucker's he's an incredible athlete. Obviously, when the guy starts at quarterback and free safety at the 4A level, that's pretty impressive. And he can pull it down and run. Design runs. He gets the ball out really fast, and and then you tandem him with the Fry kid, who is very, very comparable to Ritson in their styles. He runs extremely hard downhill, and defensively, man, the Fry kid is everywhere around the football. The Tucker kids in the back end, they're really explosive out wide at receiver, and a lot of those same kids are playing defensive back for them. And man, I think the communities are a little bit similar. Cushing is kind of a little bit like us, and they've been to the finals recently. I think it was in 22, I believe. So a team that's been there, done that, and they're back. I think back then they had the Berlitz kid, the Blaze kid, that was really, really good, and now they've got another guy in Roman Tucker that's kind of leading that charge. And there's 4 teams left, and they're dang good in everything that they do. And that's what you see this time of year. And that's what I see out of Cushing. I think they're averaging 41 a game offensively, and so that's going to be a big challenge for us.
I went to high school with the Fry kid's mom, Angela, so I've known her for a long time. And Kyle, their defense coordinator, is a good friend of mine. I've known him forever. But great families and good kid. And Cushing's, you're right. I mean, haven't spent a lot of time in Elgin at all, but I've spent some time in Cushing, got to know those guys. They do a good job, and I'm sure that those two communities probably mirror each other a lot. So it'll probably be an incredible atmosphere next week.
Hey, we got a score update for you in the 6A Division II. Sand Springs has gone ahead 28-27 with 17 seconds left. That's got to be a heck of a game going on at Edmond North.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So that's a little bit of a barn burner there.
Wow.
I'm going to try to find it if I can get NFHS to work.
We got two 70 spots on the board too. In 8-man football. Dewar's got 72, 72-24, and Medford, the Fighting Cardinals, 72-34. We got 270 spots in the semis.
Wow. It's got to be about over, right?
It's 72-34. Dewar is over, if I can do my math right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not doing math.
Hey, Chalmer, man, good luck. We appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Man,
Chalmer.
appreciate you guys. Yep. Good to talk to you guys. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
you bet.
Good luck.
See ya. Thanks.
That pizza he's got named after him has got the hot honey on it. The hot honey and pepperoni. That's a lethal combo.
I'm not a hot honey guy.
I'm
Just
not
give me the
either.
pepperoni.
But I'm telling you, I think if you had it, you'd like it, right? I mean, like I like pepperoni pizza. There really isn't anything that can improve that. But the hot honey has got its own taste to it. It's interesting.
So just so you guys know, and I didn't realize this, and Shaq, you may know this. I guess Cushing has a great pizza, a hole-in-the-wall pizza place. Godo Fredo's. You heard of that?
Never heard of it. The only place I've really been to fishing that's good was, didn't they have what was the steakhouse that was there?
Steer Inn. I mean,
Yeah.
Cushing is, until they reopen the Steer Inn, and we can't talk about restaurants in Cushing.
No.
Unless they want to send us a care package of some kind.
So I'm watching the stream right now, the Sand Springs game, and on the stream, Sand Springs just scored.
Yep.
What did you say the score was, Mark?
28-27.
Yeah, so they scored. So apparently they're going to go for 2 and get it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because it was 27-20. Somebody put the score wrong in Squirtle, but then
so like I'm watching the stream right now. It's 27-26. Sand Springs is going for 2. They just scored with 16 seconds left to cut it to 1. So
I got a buddy at the game, so
I'm behind.
We got a little delay there.
Yeah, so they're going for it right now, running it up the middle, tuck in 28-27. So that's going to be the final, unless something wild happens.
I hate to be a spoiler, but that is the final. That game is officially over. What a comeback to Sand Springs.
Anybody know what a sandite is?
Yeah. It's a guy that lives along the Arkansas River, and he stays and watches the things that go on, and make sure that the encampment is good to go. That's kind of like Adam's job out there at the barbecue that they have in Fairview.
So that's like legit. So it's not like, so he's not in the Mike Leach Battle of Mascots, the Sandites going down early. I mean, he didn't have a sword or a spear or anything.
Well, I mean, no, he's probably got all the resources that he needs that are available at the time. I mean, it's kind of like the Maroon, probably a little bit that, and you know about the Maroons, Shaq, since you coached on the wrong side of that series. But
we were on the right side both years I was there.
Well, it's too bad that we didn't get to face off because I never lost a game to them. But it's something incorporated by local lore.
I got you. Which is cool. I mean, at least it's unique. You know, you're not the tiger or something.
It is very cool. That's unique, and they got a good logo, cool logo. So I give it high marks.
Guys, just to give you a heads up, Coach Cole from Sulphur is ready to join if we want to bring him in. Are you guys ready to bring him on?
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Coach Shaq, how you doing?
Just living the dream, man. You know, I mean, that's what I'd rather be doing than on here talking to you.
I'm not going to lie. I wish we were playing tonight instead of sitting here and watching everybody else play.
Yeah, so Is this the first time you guys have had the bye week? Last year you didn't, did you?
No, last year we played Chakotah on this night, so it's been pretty awkward. We just treated it like a bye week, like you do, like in week 3, like a lot of people do. They play 0, 1, 2. So we gave them last weekend off. We came in Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday we got after it pretty good. And not gonna lie, Thursday we lift weights. So we lifted weights at 7:30 in the morning, and then we had an hour workout, hour practice, and our community had a big brunch for us. Had a big deal. Had a good time, and then we're out. We gave them off the Friday, Saturday. So we'll be back at it Sunday. I feel like we got to give them some time off, let them have family time, and let them kind of rest and recoup a little bit.
You guys lost some pretty key pieces of that team last year that came so close. Tell me what's the difference between last year's team and this year's team?
Well, first of all, I still have one really, really good piece on my team. But what's different is that kid is that I'm fixing talking, Maddox Mobley. He's just the glue. He's an alpha leader. If you've ever had one, I heard Coach Chalmer White talking about Ritson. Maddox is just a different breed. Matter of fact, the coaches in our group text have not sent something about something. It was yesterday afternoon. It was Thursday afternoon. Everybody's eating turkey, and he sends one. What about this formation? We're in this coverage. We're doing this. He's just a different breed. He just lives it. He breathes it. I don't have to deal with any problems in our locker room. He takes care of everything. It's just the brotherhood this year. Last year was amazing, but the brotherhood this year is just it's hard for me to kind of put into words. It's just we lost some really great football players. We got 7 of them that signed to go play college football, but I just feel like we're together. We're still getting better every day too. I mean, we're a totally different team than when we played Washington early in the year. So I just think that we're getting better. The brotherhood's amazing, and when you finish that short and you got leaders like we do, we've been on a mission ever since.
So Corey, I asked Chalmer this because you're a fighting Sulphur Bulldog from back in the day, right?
Yes, sir.
So what's it's got to be – there's got to be something a little bit special about, you're the man now, and, this is what your legacy is going to be. And so just tell me a little bit about how do you think about it at all, or is it just you just go to work and do your job and it's not that big of a deal?
No, absolutely. Yeah, I played here. I got to coach with Coach Dixon. My dad played here. All my grandparents were here, so it's a special deal. But I look at it every day. I come to work and I try to do one thing. I try to protect the foundation and protect Coach Dixon's legacy every day. And my job to do that is to make sure our kids are playing extremely hard. They're doing all the little things that he put forth, that he had to do it maybe when we weren't so talented. And he built the culture. He built the program. So my job is just to protect it. And I take great pride in that. And we go to extremes sometimes to make sure that we protect that. But that's my job, is to protect what he built, because he spent a lot of time, 351 wins. He spent 50 years here, and it's my job to protect that. And we've got amazing kids, and we've got a lot of kids that their daddies played for Coach Dixon. So we're all kind of in that together. So is it special? Yes. But my job is I'm trying to protect this program at all costs, do whatever I can.
I love that. That's a better answer than I could have imagined you were going to fire out there.
Now, do you have any sayings like Coach Dixon?
Man, I try not to, because he's got them. He is the king of one-liners, and there's a lot of them. Mark, you guys come down one of these days. There's a lot of them that in the coach's office that I can tell you that I can't say over the air. They're pretty good. They're pretty classic. Shaq's probably heard some at clinic talk a time or two, but no, man, I don't know about sayings. It's simple. We always just say, go hard, play hard. That's all it is, because at the end of the day, if I can say my guys played hard and they went hard, they're protecting what Coach Dixon built.
First time I ever heard tougher than Chinese arithmetic was from
that's him. Oh yeah, tougher than Chinese arithmetic. Stronger than a garlic malt.
That's awesome. Okay, tell me about Maddox Mobley. I mean, you mentioned how good he is. Yeah. He is not a very big guy. Nope. I know he's got the nickname Mad Dog. Is that right?
That's correct.
So he, and I know how much respect that he has in the area. So is it just the motor? I mean, is it his coordination? What is it that makes him so good?
The will to win. It's what it is. He's got a will to win, and If you watch the Washington game, our going in, our deal was not to not overuse him early on and let him go and kind of late in the game, and that's what he did. He's just a fiery teammate. He can touch the ball 0 times, and if we win the football game, there's not going to be anybody more happier than Maddox Mobley, because the way he was raised, the way he is, he's team first. He's a coach on the field. He's a no-nonsense guy, one of the best practice guys I've ever been around. I used to say this all the time. I was fortunate enough to coach Justin Blackman in high school. Justin was like that, a really, really great competitor in practice. Maddox is in that same mold, you know. And I know you say he's a little guy, but he weighs 190 pounds. He's put together. He's there. He's all there. I know, and maybe in height and stature and all that. But man, he's just. I always say this. He's the most dynamic player that Sulphur's ever had. And we've had a lot of really, really great players around here. He's just dynamic in everything that he does, and we've kind of kept him at bay a lot because we need him healthy for this big run. And he's fixing to hit 1,000 yards rushing. And I know you're going, that's not great, but he's only carried the ball like 80 something times, and he's right at 940 yards receiving. So that's pretty dynamic for a high school football player.
If he asked, Adam called him little. Okay, it wasn't me.
So, Corey, tell me about Perkins, because
Perkins, man,
those guys in the summer that they do a really good job.
Absolutely, Coach Hudson does a great job, and those guys play extremely hard. Their defensive style, kind of that Stillwater from a few years ago. We call it radar. Everybody has a different name from it. They play extremely aggressive and get after you. The Wyatt Atkinson kid is a heck of a high school football player. And, and I told him after we played them in week 4, I went up to him, found him. I said, man, you play the game the right way. And, and he said, man, Coach, and he was the most respectful kid. Hope we get to play y'all again, And guess what? Deja vu. And he was not being arrogant or anything like that. He was being very respectful. And the kid runs hard. He's a tough kid. The quarterback, Bo Gravitt, he's a great player too as well, and they got great leadership, got some really good seniors, and they got great team speed, and it's going to be a tough one. But I remember talking to Mark earlier in the year, talking about how tough our schedule was early on, and well, guess what? Three of those games we talked about, they're all still playing next week. We're obviously playing Perkins, but playing Washington, playing Davis, and you hope, and I remember telling Mark this too. You hope those games help you get to this point, and not to win them. That's not our goal, is to win all those non-district games. It's to get better, find our weaknesses, and hopefully that's what it's done. But Perkins is a really, really good team that, they look at it. Guess who one of their losses was to Cushing, who's fixing to play, play Elgin. So I think you're going to have two teams that played the game. That they want to control the line of scrimmage and want to play smash mouth and want to get after you, but are able to throw the ball and do the things if you need to do that.
Well, that's great. Well, Corey, I can assure you, if Coach Dixon's looking down on Sulphur football, he's proud of you, and he's proud of the job that you're doing and the day-to-day drive to keep what he built intact. So it's really cool. It's cool to see Sulphur football back where it belongs in Oklahoma high school football. So hats off to you and the job you're doing.
Thank you, Shaq. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I would say this. I mean, I think that this is the highest level Sulphur's ever been at. I mean, to be truthful, I mean, the way you guys have played the last couple of years has been fantastic. So it's awesome, man, to see football that good, that Murray County rivalry that you guys have with Davis, and Wynnewood had a good year this year, undefeated in the regular season. So I know how important football is in that area and how much people love it. So it's great that you guys are playing as well as you are.
Yeah, it's really good football. I mean, like you said, you got Davis. And like I said, we're big, huge fans for Davis right now. We were huge fans for Wynnewood. We were huge fans for Ardmore. I mean, all those people. Josh, there's nobody better than Josh Newby in the coaching world. And we have some good football in Southern Oklahoma. A little bit of tough times, here of late, I guess you could kind of say. But historically, there's been some really good football played down this area, and we're trying to do our part. And the good thing is we got a lot of really good ones coming too in the future. We've got our ninth grade and our JV haven't lost in 2 years, and we've got a couple of really good junior high teams coming. So, and they know what the program's about, and they get in there early on. They kind of figure it out, and nothing's guaranteed, nothing's given, and but we got a lot of people that love being a part of what we have.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it, man. Good luck next
Thank
week.
you, guys. Appreciate what y'all do for high school football. Thank you, guys.
You bet. Thank you, sir.
We'll talk to you soon.
So did you see the Jinx deal?
Jinx tied.
Yeah,
Kohler
so
was.
Jinx drives it down to like the 2, goes for it on 4th and goal, doesn't get it. Owasso gets it, first play fumbles. Jinx recovers it, punches it in. It's 36-36 with 4 minutes and 44 seconds on NFHS. There's probably 2 minutes left in real time, but
Yeah, Cole. I was texting with Kohler. Kohler was just telling me because I was trying to make sure that score was right. He said the same thing you said, Shaq.
Well, they've already outdone last year's 30-27 game. That was overtime, 3 overtimes. So that's crazy. Those teams had that good a game.
Yeah, we heard Coach Cole give a shout out to Davis. I got to give a shout out to Davis also. Jordan Romine, big follower of Squirtle, messaged me and asked if we were going to talk about Davis. So Coach Cole did it for us. So we always talk about Davis. You're talking about, deep in the playoffs and semifinals football. It's kind of synonymous with Davis, right? And speaking of that class, we've got Taylor Schwedfiger from Adair.
I'll tell you the crazy thing about Davis before Schweddy comes on is like, I've seen them the last couple of years because they scrimmage Ringling. And it's crazy how much better they get as the season goes along. And I'm not saying that to say that when I watch them on film, I don't think they're very good. Don't misunderstand me. But just to see them early on and see their scores and how they play versus how they play when the playoffs roll around and get into the playoffs, it's kind of crazy. I mean, there's some places that are they're just different when it comes to November and December football, and Davis is definitely one of those places, and they're not somebody that you probably want to pick against this time of the year for sure. Owasso is on the move, by the way. They're down to the 5.
Oh, man. We want to bring Taylor on?
Bring him on.
All right. There he is.
Gentlemen,
What's up?
Coach Shaq, how are you?
Just wonderful. I mean, can't complain. Every time I do, no one listens anyway. So I just stop.
Hey, I Mark, Adam, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Taylor?
Doing great. Hey, Shaq, I'm sorry, I gotta pick a bone real quick. Hot honey,
Sure.
You're missing out, brother.
I know. I mean, but
Listen,
why ruin it on a pizza? I mean,
I'm gonna blow your mind. Put it in your chili.
Ugh. All right. But do I have to like go out and buy specific hot honey? I mean, is there like
I don't know about that. Mark might know more. I'm just saying, drop a little bit in your chili right at the end. Gives you a little bit of sweet, little spice.
All right. I'll give
It's
it a
kind of
try.
the salt. It's like the salty sweet thing. It's like the salty caramel. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm
It'll
not like
bring
a
some
big-
color back in your beard, Shaq.
No, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
I hear you. I'm right
I got
behind
an
you, brother.
18-year-old daughter. I mean, there's no chance. It's just
I hear
going to
you.
get worse.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys had a hell of a game last week.
Oh, hell of a game. It was unbelievable. I don't know how much you guys have gotten to see that Holdenville offense, but I mean, Shaq can tell you, and anybody that's had to prepare for the single wing, and somebody that really believes in it and truly does it the right way,
Yeah.
damn, it just keeps you up at night. Unbelievable how well they run that offense, how disciplined they are. I can't say enough about Coach Bradbury, our head coach, Brady.
Oh, we lost him.
Lost it.
He had some red. Do you have some red light stuff going on in the background there?
You there? Can you hear me?
Taylor, there's
Wait, hold on.
Jump back
He's
on.
back. Here we go.
We're back. Nope,
Uh-oh.
gone again.
Uh-oh. Hold on, I'll get him back. There we go.
Sorry about. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. No, I was just saying I can't say enough about our defense coordinator Josh Forrest and Brady Bradbury, head coach, and Eric, Coach Mack. They really getting together. If you've had to prepare for that, I mean, we talked about it 2 weeks ago, but damn, it's hard to prepare for that. And you can't give a look in practice, and it happens so fast. The eye discipline of your defense that you're asking of your kids. And 20 years ago, I'm thinking back when I was a kid playing in 2A1, and Mark, you could remember some of those times. You saw a flex bone or a wing T team every other week. I mean, it wasn't that hard to read guards and understand fits. We hadn't seen one all year. So the job that those guys did, putting a game plan together, and Coach Rag, Coach Burns running the scout team, and you think that's not hard. That's damn hard to get those kids to line up and go at the speed and get where they're supposed to go and give our kids a look. And then the execution, just to hold them to 14 points. And guys, I don't know if you've noticed, no one scored a point in the second half. We didn't score. They didn't score. Says a lot about them, adjustment wise, and a lot about us and how we came out second half.
Well,
They had thrown 12 passes all year. I think that I saw that. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, but look
That's
at
right.
the film.
That's right. 12
So
all
how do
year.
you-
And
I mean,
Yeah.
like, what do you? I mean, you can't bring everybody up in the box because they bust it and it's a 90-yard run or whatever it is.
Right.
That has to be really interesting to try to defend.
it is. It's so exotic. I might say it. And they do a great job. Someone like Coach Shack shaking his head, and you understand this. Someone who really understands that offense, they're just looking at your leverage and alignment. So as soon as you make an adjustment, they have the answer. And they did a great job of that. Coach Bradbury made a hell of an adjustment second half, coming out and kind of adjusting some of their unbalanced stuff with their snipper backs they were getting into. And I know Coach B said this, I'll laugh at it during the week. He said, hey, if we can get him to throw the ball over 5 times, we'll win. Damn sure. They attempted 5 passes. So we held them on 3 4th downs in the second half. Kind of like watching OU football right now, bend but don't break. Let them have. They ran 62 snaps to, I think, our 34 in the game. So they would drive the length of the field. We'd hold them. We'd get a couple first downs, punt it, drive the length of the field, hold them. That's how the second half went. So ended on a 4th down stop with a minute 30 left. They had no timeouts. So it was a hell of a ball game. They're a hell of a team, boys. I'm just telling you, they're smash mouth, hard nosed, disciplined, great football team.
That's
No,
the Mike Little approach is alignment. I mean, which a lot of teams teams at this level that are playing now understand it, but I don't think everybody does.
100%, no doubt.
No, I'm sure they're a lot like Pawnee. I mean, it's really, really, really dedicated to getting 3.5 yards. That's really all they care about.
Yep. And you got to defend 4 downs, right? I mean, if they're anywhere close,
it's going to be 4th and 1. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Yeah.
And the stressful thing for me every time we do that is like when you do get it on offense, it's like we've got to do something. We've got to push. We've got to score because we might only get it 4 or 5 times the whole game. So it's really taxing. You're right. I mean, and your kids, I don't know that they're kids. They don't really. It doesn't stress them near as much as the adults that are on the sidelines, but just the stress of, because there's never you're just praying that there's a hold or there's they false start or something to put them behind the chains where they get off course. But no, it's if they're good at it and if they're dedicated to it and if they have the right pieces of the puzzle, it's a nightmare to deal with. So hats off to you guys for being able to do that.
And we had 1 possession in the first quarter to put it. So one possession, and thank God Brady did a hell of a job game plan all week. We went Ethan Stevens went 94 on the second play that we had on offense, and otherwise I don't know that we'd have got the ball back till midway through the second quarter. So.
Taylor, does your district this year, it seems like to me that it's way better than it's been. Salina is very good. Wyandotte was very good. I think there's some other teams that are pretty good in there. Does this give you a better chance to, at times, I think maybe that district has not been as tough, and then once you run into some teams from different parts of the state, it becomes tougher. Does this give you a better chance to try to win it all this year?
Well, I think it's a great point, Mark. I mean, I remember, I don't want to date myself too much, but since Shaq's on here, I don't mind doing it. 10, 15 years ago, when we would come out of the west side, we would meet up some of these teams in the east, and they just wouldn't have played anyone, right? Their district was weak. You'd play a 12-0 team, and you would just have an advantage based on, how tough your schedule was. And I do believe that's kind of flipped. I mean, this was a tough district. Salina was very talented. Wyandott's a good football team. Kansas historically has been good. Kansas played Salina to a touchdown game. Keys had speed all over the place. It was a very competitive district. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely made us a little more war prepared. I will say this, that Inola game turned out to be a hell of a lot more of a preparation game than we thought it was going to be. Brett Thomas and those guys done unbelievable over there. got that place going. But you mentioned Davis earlier, and talking to him, and Shaq said, I believe in I believe in it 100%. If you let them keep playing, if they can find a way to win, they get better every single week. Every single week, they just get better and better and better, more comfortable at what they're doing. And they put us out week 2 last year. So we're getting another week, and this bye week thing is crazy. What do you guys think of that? I've never got to experience this. It's always been a 5-round guy. Jack, what do you think of the bye week?
How much time do you have?
Yeah, okay. I'm just curious.
No, I mean, I think from the fair and equity standpoint of the OSSA trying to keep the 2 weekends, I mean, I think it just kind of is what it is. When we did this and we tried to take everything to UCO, the goal was to try to make it, kind of like Texas, where everything's 1 week. You can watch every state championship in 4 days, whatever. And that, that hasn't worked out for, a myriad of different reasons, and I'm not placing the blame on anyone. But I think it's better that we don't play 5 rounds of the playoffs in small schools. If that means that we have to have a bye week in there, I mean, I think if your starting quarterback sprained his ankle last week, you'd love the bye week, but I think it's just something that you kind of have to deal with. And, I mean, I don't think there's a great solution for it. I had a couple of guys text me, on Monday, like, what would you do if you were in this situation? And I was like, I don't really know, just try to deal with it as best you can. But, there's extra time's never a bad thing when you got to prepare for somebody, especially.
I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah.
I mean, I think it just comes down to how you deal with it, and you hit the reset button on Monday, and you got a week to prepare and go get after it. But
I'm sure it's tough for coaches. I guarantee it when they went to playing games in Texas on Wednesday or something like that, that there are a bunch of people that hated it. We've only done this 1 year in Oklahoma. I love it. I think that, to get to have these state championship games where they have an event all to themselves at some point in time, I think, we talked earlier about the OSSA having press conferences. I think we're going to progress to the point where these become a bigger deal. Because we used to have them there. All the state championship games are going on at the same time. And so fans that are fans of the sport now get a chance to watch them all. And there are a lot of people out there that really are fans of the sport. So that's the problem with high school sports, is that we're never going to get it perfect. But I think to get it good, it will take some time, and hopefully we can get it to that point.
Yeah, no, I think we're trending in the right direction for sure. I mean, I think it's just, you could tell. I mean, last year that first weekend of state championship games was unbelievable, and I think that
they're all close.
I think we're moving. I think we're going to continue to get that. I mean, I think we're going to continue to get finals matchups that are going to be crazy competitive, and that's what it should be. Speaking of crazy competitive, Taylor, tell me about Stroud. We saw him a lot this summer. They came to our team camp. I think Josh does a really good job. And talking about another unique offense you get to go up against. So, 2 weeks to prepare for Stroud is probably not a bad thing, considering all the stuff they do.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, Shaq. They do, kind of a version of the single wing stuff, and obviously they got a lot of speed, athleticism on the field. Really good at what they do. Kind of a quick sugar huddle. So coming out of the huddle quick, kind of gets you off alignment, which is tough. You wouldn't think that's a big deal. It's a super big deal. Being able to find strength calls and alignment against that offense, and where the motion comes from, and where their strengths and tendencies are. So for what they have, they do an amazing job. They're very talented. I think they have one of the best players in our class. In the Beck kid, I believe is his name, number 4. Just absolute stud, just both sides of the ball. And like you said, Shaq, I mean, Brett does a great job there. They're coached well. I think their expectations are to absolutely be playing right now. I mean, just tell by the way you watch them on film, like they have the ability and the expectation to be playing next week and the week after. So we'll have our hands full. Obviously, yeah. I mean, we love to have the bye week to get ready for him. Coach B, picking his brain a little bit, and Coach Forrest. I mean, I know those guys love to have an extra week to scheme, and essentially it's 3 to 4 days of practice to work on that, right? In a setting where you're just fitting and trying to understand motions and triggers. So couldn't help us a ton, but we'll have our hands full. They're a great football team, lots of speed, lots of power. They kind of breeze through their district. So
yeah, for sure. I think we'll be in their district next year, so that should be fun.
They're not going to put you with all the great teams, Shaq. It'll be okay.
You'll be surprised. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen.
Hey, thanks, Taylor. We appreciate it, man. Good luck to you guys.
Thanks, guys. Great to talk to you.
Yep. See you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yep.
49 seconds left on this. I don't know if that's the real deal. Has anybody got a final on the Jinx Owasso game?
39-36.
Almost to midfield with 50 seconds left.
Jinx got the ball?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Down,
what a game.
Down 3. I mean, they're at midfield, 49 seconds left, 3rd and 12, 39-36. I don't know what kind of field goal kicker they have.
Anybody's game.
Yeah.
We've got Coach Laverty from Fairland. Do we want to bring him on now?
Yeah.
Do it. Ryan has been patiently waiting since 9:50 this morning when either Adam or I forgot to tell him that it was 9:50 tonight, not 9:50 this morning.
That's my fault.
Ryan, thanks, man. You get an all-time award.
Hey, I was contemplating on going duck hunting this morning and just zooming you from the blind.
Okay.
And
that would have been awesome.
I ended up not going, so I was there and prepared for you.
So, Coach Laverty, I saw you this summer at the Cowboy Clash, our big 7-on-7 deal. And you told me you thought that the Owls had a chance this year to be pretty good. And turns out you were, you're right. Now you guys are sitting there getting ready to play in the semifinals, which is probably a big deal in Owl country.
It is. It's been I think since the late 70s since the Owls have made it this far. And for a small class A2 football team, I have 15 seniors, and a lot of these kids have been playing for a long time, and several of them have played in big stages, many in the state semifinal basketball game last year. So they've got a lot of experience of playing in big atmosphere games. And we just approached every single week. We flew under the radar. I think we were picked 5th or 6th in our district coming in. So I never mind flying under the radar with a lot of people.
How was that bus trip to Mangum?
Well, I did something that I never like to do because it takes kids out of routine. We went down Thursday night, stopped in Oklahoma City, had dinner, let them run around the mall. And then we went on, stayed at Elk City and got up and went over to Elk. Coach Hunt let us use Elk City's facilities to have a morning walkthrough before we had lunch. So, on the ride home, 5.5 hours seemed pretty quick, but it was a good ride home knowing that you had a win.
At least you had a good superintendent that let you guys do that stuff.
I may be one of the only superintendent head football coaches in the state right now.
Yeah, getting that PO signed was pretty easy for that hotel room, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, good for you. Good for your kids too. That's pretty cool I talk about it all the time. I mean, they'll remember the trip to Mangum forever. I mean, when they come back to Fairland 20 years from now for their reunion, that'll be something that gets brought up. So that's a cool experience.
I was very pleased with our kids on that trip. I preached to them that it was a business trip. We were going down to take care of a job. They behaved, they acted well, they were in bed early. We were fighting off a flu bug that kind of started with our quarterback early in the week and then spilled over to a couple of guys, Thursday night. Then they were able to come around and get ready to play. So yeah, it was it was a special week, and it's been a lot of fun with these guys, and they were committed from the very beginning this summer in the weight room, and just committed to each other, and it's been a lot of fun this year.
This Tallahassee team was in the state finals last year. They got a really good quarterback and still kind of a young team. They were pretty much a majority of sophomores on that squad last year. No, you've got a really good quarterback too. How do you see this matchup shaping up?
I think they've done a great job there. They go from a program almost losing their football team a few years back into knowing they've got a really good bunch coming, and they're here. And I like our matchup. They do a great job running an RPO offense. They try to put you in positions to make wrong decisions. And so I like our matchups. I think we're just as balanced as anybody that is around right now. We've thrown for over 2,000. We've rushed for over 2,000. And we've played a lot of really tough physical football games in our district with Hominy and Woodland and Ketchum and then a Wyandotte game earlier this year. So my kids have been battle tested and are playing physical football. I think a lot of people get surprised about how physical we are on defense.
That's great. So what was the Thanksgiving, I guess probably new tradition you guys got to start this year? What did you guys do?
Well, we just practiced on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I gave them Thursday and Friday off to be with family.
Nice.
Here up in the lake region, so many kids have jobs around the lake, and, just get out and enjoy. A bunch of my kids were concerned about, hey, are we going to go deer hunting? So I said, I promised them I'd have practice at 11 to 12:30. That way they could go to the deer stand or the duck blind in the mornings and come roll up for practice. So, yeah, it's just being here has been, a lot of fun. Those first 3 practices, you don't really have a scout team quarterback that can replicate an RPO offense. So my son came up and suited up and played a little scout team quarterback because that was kind of his forte for me at Putnam City North and then at Coweta again. So he got to sling it around a little bit.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure you gave them a pretty good look. So, well, congratulations. We appreciate you joining us at 9:50 and at 9. Well, it's after that again, too, so you had to wait a little extra. So, thanks, Ryan.
I'm getting old. My bedtime's starting to be like 9:30 now. So,
sorry we kept you up so late.
Hey, thanks, Shaq.
Good luck, Coach. Appreciate you,
Adam. See you guys.
Take care. That's got to be really cool for a team like that. I was trying to find the magazine because I knew they were going to be pretty good. With that run they had basketball this year, better than they'd been before. But yeah, nobody was expecting them to be in the semifinals. I don't think many people were expecting them to be in the semifinals this year. So for a community to get to go on a run like this is really cool.
I mean, not to mention the fact, we got both Owls that play football in Oklahoma still alive.
The best time to be an Owl.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That has to be the first time ever. Got to be the first time ever in Oklahoma history both Owls are in the semifinals.
I think you're right because Elgin didn't even play football the last time he said that Fairland had made it this far.
Well, then there you go.
Wow.
Did they not go when JR was there? Isn't JR Conrad? Isn't he an Owl? Isn't he a Fairland Owl?
JR Conrad was a Fairland Owl, and he was coached by one of my favorite coaches that I had, who left Blackwell to go be the head coach at Fairland, Mark Gibson.
They didn't go to the semifinals with JR.
What's that?
They didn't go to the semifinals when JR was there? Like, apparently not.
Well, that'd have been 1990. I don't know. That's a good question. It's possible.
Owasso wins 39-36. And even more interesting than that, we have Jeff Craig in queue, and Jeff has his awesome blue background too, which will only make his appearance even
These are
better.
stylish.
So you guys want to bring Jeff on? He's on mute, so he's going to have to come off mute, but we're going to bring him on. You ready? Oops. That's not Jeff Craig. Sorry, Ryan. This is weird. Hey,
Wow.
Beat you up.
It's like the Lord showed up.
It is. Even in white.
he told me. He said I can't get this blue background off. I said it's only fitting.
I cannot get rid of it. But hey,
At least you're not a cat.
it beats the outdoors right now.
That's true.
Yeah, no doubt. No
I
doubt.
was watching that Owasso game, and it was spitting rain up there while they were finishing up. Winds blowing about 30 down here in Norman. So, yeah, I'll sit in my little blue background. Feeling kind of beachish.
I like it.
If that team that you guys played last week was playing in that semifinal, how would they fare?
CA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They could play with a lot of people right now. That's a good squad. The scary thing about it that makes it even worse is, they got like 2 seniors on that offense. And I think maybe 2 or 3 on defense. They're just all juniors. So they all get to come back. So, they just operate at a different level than everybody else does right now. And they did it again tonight.
Yeah, they're a problem in 5A for sure.
Yeah, I give Newcastle credit. They played them hard and kept it close for the longest, but then they just find a way to break you down eventually and just wear you out and pull away. And it's not even – it doesn't even seem – it seemed that was a pretty close game for most of the game. And, in fact, Newcastle had a chance to make it 21-14 and couldn't get it in the end zone. And then next thing you know, you look up, it's 35-7.
Well, Mark said it last, I think, on the Pick'em show on Monday. I mean, if you're going to beat Carl Albert, this is the year to do it. I mean, they're just going to get more of a problem over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I don't. I guess you call this their down year, which is sad, but you're still got a 51 game win streak on a down year. So, they're going to be quite the problem next year, and that things can, who knows what happens, but you stay healthy and they're going to be a force. And I know that's kind of a thorn in our side. That's one of those deals. Everybody now, you got to find a way to get on that other side of the bracket, I guess. At least if you're going to get pounded by them, just do it in the finals.
Jeff, you guys had a great season, getting hot after you played those teams in 4A4 that I thought were all really good this year. Knocking off Booker T. I know the Quita game was really close early on in the season. So were you happy with the overall performance this year?
Yeah, I thought it was really good to see our guys turn it around and go from 0-4 with a new coach and half a new staff, and things could have easily went south, and everybody could have easily said, hey, these guys don't know what they're doing, but our guys, our kids hung in there and stayed true to the process. And it just took some time to shore up some things. And we're so, our offense is so quarterback driven, it really puts a lot of pressure on our quarterbacks. And, when you got 2 sophomores vying for a spot at quarterback, it was probably a little too much for them early on. And then as they got comfortable, and then as we were able to make the transition to 1, it really kind of settled things down, and we kind of started operating at that time, and guys really started getting a feel for what we were doing, and our defense really did a really good job all year keeping us in games, but it kind of came to a screeching halt. I was happy we were able to overcome a lot. We had there's a lot of unknown things that went on early on in those 4 games that really kind of took away from what we were doing, and was kind of a thorn in our side, and we were able to get past that and really overcome a lot, and then had a lot of adversity right there at the end, and with some suspensions and some injuries and stuff, it really took us out of what we were doing. But to see our guys step up and win a playoff game, after facing that, those suspensions came on a Thursday, and for us to get ready, losing two very, very valuable players on a Thursday to go win a playoff game on Friday was huge.
So, Jeff, McAllister's always struck me as a place that would be a really cool place to coach football or to really coach anything. I mean, I think it just seems like they're all in on anything McAllister sports related. Am I close? Am I off base?
No, Lynn, you're right on. You're right on board. You talk about, they love them some McAllister football, and I've got a great support group around there, community members that are they just want to see that thing take off, and they're willing to do whatever, whatever we need. They're there for us on that to support us. So it's really cool in that regard. And I think it'll just get better, and it'll just continue to grow and build. And we'll get some more guys out. Our numbers were down a little bit this year, but I think we'll get the energy going again and get everybody out. And like I said, the town loves it, and they support it, and they're behind us 100%. And it's kind of neat in that regard to have those guys that are really involved, community member wise, former alumni. A lot of alumni still there in town, so they'll want to do whatever to make it be successful, and it's kind of neat in that regard.
That's awesome.
Now, on your commute back and forth, do you have any favorite parts of the drive? You're just a robot. Like when you get in that car, you just you leave, and then you're on the other end of it.
That thing just kind of drives itself. I have to mix it up every now and then. We'll do the Ada route, the Seminole Highway 9 route.
I like that.
And then we'll do the I-40 route. But the I-40 route's you can pretty much haul butt all the way home on that. So that's kind of good in that regard. You just got to pay that toll going through there, but other ways are free. But
just don't haul butt and cashing. I mean, matter of fact, just don't even drive over 20.
Don't do that. Yeah. That's not bad. That's a bad plan. But
you need to get a Tesla, and you wouldn't even have to worry about it. You can just kick back and read some motivational books or something on your way to and from.
I can see Jeff rolling in a Tesla.
It'd be perfect.
Rolling in my Tesla. I need one of those white Teslas with the white seats.
It'd go over great in McAllister, I'm sure. There's probably a lot of electric car fans there.
A lot of electric car people rolling around McAllister. Yeah.
Hey, you need to see. I mean, have them put their money where their mouth is on the support. Let's see if we can get a live buffalo. I mean, if we're going to do it, let's do it.
What are they? Ralphie. We need a Ralphie.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, let's push all the chips in.
We need to come busting out with Ralphie leading the way.
That'd be awesome.
That would be sweet.
Now, I will say this though: if you go through McAllister, there's about 1,200 buffalo statues.
There are a lot.
Yeah, they are everywhere on that. And all those storms came through and went down, and we had about 3 buffalo down. So they had to rally them up on that deal.
That's good stuff.
Well, Coach, what'd you do for the holidays?
Well, I got back in town. That's the good and the bad. About being out of town. When I get home, I've got all kinds of stuff to catch up on. So my wife cracks a whip and gets me at it. So we had a good Thanksgiving here, though. I was able to, the in-laws came up. I was able to run over and grab my mom, bring her over here and to Blanchard, and then took her back, let her go back home, and then you got to get on them Christmas lights, man. Got to get those Christmas lights up. So Christmas lights are up. I had a couple of my McAllister buddies hook me up. They were like, "Hey, you want to go to the OU game tomorrow?" I got a couple tickets, and I was really not really wanting to go set out in that. They're talking about 40-mile-an-hour winds blowing in, and I was kind of like, nah. But it was either go to the OU game or stay home and put the Christmas tree up. So I think I'll opt out and go for the OU game and sit in the 40-mile-an-hour winds versus Christmas tree. Since I did the Christmas lights all day in the yard.
You,
So.
you should have called Jake. He could have probably got you into the Santee Lounge, and you
That's
wouldn't have had to
true.
worry about the wind.
Yeah, there you go. We need to get up there and hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Be
probably
a
where Adam will be
better
tomorrow.
plan right there. Yeah. I had some friends that, are over on the east side up, in the suites up there. I was like, I need to holler at them. I did that one year when we went to a TCU OU game years and years ago. That's when we got coaches tickets, and we're right behind, we're down there on about the, 8th or 9th row, right behind the visitors. Well, that was when OU decided they were going to put all the student athletes in front of the coaches and the recruits. And so they put all the student athletes in front of us. Well, so in the very front, the very row right in front of us, so it was me and my daughter were there, the very row right in front of us, they put the OU's basketball team in front of us, the men's team. Well, I got 6'10", 6'10", 6'8", standing right, and they never sit down. And you can't get on another bleacher and stand up and see over them. So I'm looking at the back of the OU basketball team. And I told my buddy, I called him. I said, hey, we're going home. We're going to watch the game on TV. I'm having to watch it on the daggum screen anyway because I can't see the field. And so he's like, hey, come up here. So we snuck up into the suites and got up in there and watched it from up there. So much better viewing from the suites up there.
Yeah, for sure. Too bad you're not an OSU fan. You can probably get a sweet ticket for $1 tomorrow.
I was going to say, with the weather conditions and the state of the state over there, that might be a little empty tomorrow.
I can't imagine there's going to be many people there.
Boy, yeah.
I mean, there'll be some, if you're there, then you love the Pokes. There's no doubt about it.
You are a diehard fan. I will say that. Well, maybe they can get the shirtless section going again over there.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'll be good times.
Good to talk to you, Jeff. Thanks for your time, man. We'll talk again soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks, Coach.
See y'all.
Boy, they're celebrating in Austin.
Yeah, Texas. I told you they were going to win. Are they getting in?
I don't know. I'm just having some conversations about that. I don't think so. They got 3 losses.
3 losses, yeah.
So they lost to who? Remind me.
Georgia.
They not only have decent losses, they have good wins. They've beaten 3 top 10 teams.
That's what I mean. I mean, they beat OU, beat
Texas A&M.
Vanderbilt. Who else did they beat that's good?
Beat
A&M?
Texas A&M.
Yeah. And
This,
then,
I just watching this team tonight, it tells you everything about them. They barely beat Kentucky. They barely beat Mississippi State. I mean, they played awful in the first half. They looked like they couldn't. They looked like Ned in the first reader in the first half. I mean, second half they dominated. They got a good defense. Their offense is very inconsistent. So I don't know.
Who's their third loss? Georgia,
Ohio State.
Ohio State, and who's the other one? Florida. That's a bad loss.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Florida's bad.
Yeah, that's going to screw them.
And then their other non-con schedule was not good. San Jose State, Sam Houston. So I don't know.
But
I
if
think
here's the problem though. So if they don't play Ohio State, if they play,
Yep.
Prairie View A&M, then they're walking in.
Yep. It's true.
Well, fellas, if they are in, we might have the first ever, well, at least 100 years since the 20s of 1900 game on campus between OU and Texas.
How sweet would that be?
Legit.
And it'd be in Norman.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake's Santee Lounge ticket will be a little more pricey that week.
Do we want to go to Lugnut?
Let's do it.
All right.
Hello, everybody.
What's up?
Why is it not adding them?
What are you going to do if you got Stroud in your district stacked with T. Wood? He probably won't like that, would he?
Oh, he'll love it. He'll be on. I mean, between him and Coach Elrick, they'll be on level 10 all week. The only thing that could be bigger is if we played Chandler.
Come on, we're ready. Hey, and I also have some good sweat figure stories for you guys if you need them. I'm sure you got plenty of your
I'm
own,
not,
but
I'm not sure those are stream appropriate. We're gonna have to turn the stream off to hear those.
man, I tell you what, McGinnis tonight, fellas, atoned for that loss against MacArthur, and it was just a straight beatdown in the second half. 28-21, MacArthur scored late there in the half to go up 7 and just rattled off 21 straight there in that third quarter, and it was over. There, that McGinnis defense was superb in that second half.
Tony, how good's McGinnis' offensive line?
Mark, they did a really good job of creating some big holes tonight. They running backs, I bet they probably had 400 yards on the ground tonight. Didn't really have to throw the ball a lot. Of course, the weather wasn't real conducive to throwing the football, but so they just ground and pound, and and MacArthur's they try to do the same thing, but McGinnis was just ready for him tonight. Really game prepared.
So can McGinnis beat Carl Albert?
That's a tall order, Coach. That's a really, really tall order, but I think it'll be a better game than most people think it'll be. I think they'll be able to move the football against Carl Albert, but I don't know if they can stop Carl Albert.
That's fair. I'm not sure anybody can.
That'll be tough. I mean, those teams have met in the championship so many times, and it's 4. Carl Albert beat them 4 in a row, or 4 and 5, I think. But hey, listen, this McGinnis team, from where they were expected to be in the preseason, I told Coach Stringer last week when he was on that they beat Deer Creek in week 1 after getting beat by them by 50 points the year before. I mean, that's a big turnaround, even after losing some pretty talented players at McGinnis. So they've done a nice job this year. I mean, whether or not, and I'm not saying they can't win the championship, they can't win in the finals, but getting this far, that's a hell of a season for them.
Well, here's another thing too, Mark, that a lot of people, I mean, outside of us and the Oklahoma City area, but this is their 4th game in a row on the road. I mean, they were at MacArthur in week 10 to lose to go to 3rd. Week 1 in the playoffs. What's that?
I think that game was at McGinnis.
Was it at McGinnis? Well, okay,
Yeah.
3 weeks in a row then at Gelsma Stadium at the Rock. I mean, that's a really tough place to play. On the road to Claremore, win there, and then a neutral site game tonight at Noble. Man, it was that's a pretty tall task for anybody to win 3 road games.
Well,
to get to the finals, right?
So the last 4, they beat a semifinalist in Newcastle. They lost to Mac, another semifinalist. I mean, in Guthrie. So it's been a good run for them. It's been a really good year.
Yeah, we had fun selling a pizza down here tonight, so that was all fun too. So
did I hear right?
Did you sell any hot honey pizza?
What's that?
Any pizza with hot honey on it?
I don't think we have it, Shaq, especially for you. But Jessica over here, she doesn't like to get it out because it takes too much more time. So she's
That's
about
fine.
efficiency. Sold out of hot chocolate though, so that's a plus, I guess, at halftime. But it was miserable, man. That wind and that misting rain or whatever you want to call it, it was wow. It's definitely football weather for sure.
So did I hear right? Is McGinnis on their backup quarterback?
Yes,
they are. Junior is named number 8, only a sophomore, and say fellas, he can go. He runs it off well, and he actually did throw the ball. They had 1 passing touchdown there, the one at halftime from about 5 yards out with 12 seconds to go in the half. He throws a good ball, Coach, and but he's got really good escapability, and he commands the offense well. And the starter got hurt in that MAC game, so this he took some lick tonight. He didn't get up for him, so he had to sit out a couple plays, and I think they got him out with about 5 minutes left, which was the best decision to do. But it'll be a great football game in 5A, that's for sure. I don't know if they could beat Carl Albert, but they're going to give them a run for their money. That's for damn sure. So, any surprises tonight? Didn't see somebody get beat that shouldn't have got beat? Like in a smaller classification, A or B or somewhere, or B or C?
Well, Medford beat Timberlake, but not overly surprising. Medford's good, and then Timberlake has been without their best player, the Judd kid.
Okay.
But Medford won that game big. I mean, so that may have not made a difference. I mean, it ended up 72-40 was that final. We had 270 spots. Dewar scored 72 also.
Wow. So we'll see B1 and B2 next week, right, Mark? You and I together
Yes, sir.
on Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Looks fun. I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate what y'all do. So we're headed to Chandler, America. See you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. You guys be safe. Thanks, Lognett.
All right.
We got Brandon Tyler with us.
We do. I'm getting ready to add him. The man.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, BT?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good, fellas. Doing good, man. How about y'all? Everybody have a good Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Good deal.
Did you Thanksgiving at the Tyler house, or do you have to go on the road?
No, we're pretty fortunate. My in-laws live just right down the road from us, so we just go about 100 yards down the road and get full.
Nice.
Did you guys have beans from Wild Horse on the table?
No, we'll have that for Christmas, though. We usually have that for Christmas dinner.
Okay. I think the beans there are that may be my favorite part.
Yeah, it is. That is really, really good beans they got out there.
They got other good stuff on that. Break down what we're going to see in Class 4A coming up. I mean, I think this Tuttle team is one of the best that I've seen in a long time, at least for Tuttle. I think that it's every bit as good as the championship team that they had a few years back. And I know Elgin is great. Cushing has got an offense that scored a ton of points. And so Broken Bow may have the best individual player in Graydon Howell.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a good matchup, them and Tuttle. But, I think Tuttle right now is kind of head and shoulders above everybody else. Brad's got them playing extremely well on both sides of the ball. They're very talented, just what I've seen on them on film. And, Broken Bow, you can't count them out, though, with the athletes they have, especially with Howell, pulling the trigger for them. That guy can score from anywhere on the field. And the night we played, we shut them out the first quarter, and there was a 7-minute span in the second quarter. They scored 28 points, and then fortunately we were able to shut them out the third and fourth quarter and get the win. But they're very talented with him, and then of course a running back that came in from Idabel as well, and then the Pratt kid, a linebacker. Those guys are good football players. On the other side, you got Elgin and Cushing. We went to Elgin last year. I know they were hit by graduation, especially up front, but I seen Coach White on here a while ago. Y'all were talking to him, and I've got to know him over the last year and a half, and he's a good dude, man. His staff does a great job, and I've known his DC, Jack Baker, for a long time, and those guys are there for a reason. They're well coached in what they do, and of course the running back they have is very, very talented. And Cushing, we beat them my first year, upset them the first round in 23, and they were pretty talented then, still doing a lot of the same things, a lot of the screens and all that. But, 4 very good football teams, but I think Tuttle's kind of above everybody else right now. So we'll just kind of see how it goes next week.
No, I think 4A's are really. I think those 2 games will be really fun to watch. I mean, if you're just a football fan and you want to dial into some good football, I think 4A is a class that you could probably pick out and see some really good football get played.
Yeah, you're right. Our district alone, Shaq, golly. I mean, us, Ada, Broken Bow, Poto, Hilldale, Poto goes 7-3 and don't even make the playoffs, Many other districts they're in. And you go up north with Grove, they were very talented this year. And Cushing's in the same district. Wagner kind of had a down year, but, tradition where they're usually at. And then you got Fort Gibson, which is up and coming right now. They got just about everybody returned. I think they only graduated 4 kids. So, they'll be very talented next year. So we're kind of curious, once if we ever get the numbers from the State Department or whatever, to see how we're going to realign to kind of see where everybody's at. So, 4A is always tough.
Yeah. Hey, BT's right. I mean, you can kind of see it at the beginning of the year based on the players that were returning and the players that had changed schools and things like that, that 4A4 was as good of a district as there was in the state. Because I don't think that I can't think of any districts off the top of my head that the 5th place team was as good as Poto was. So, I mean, we had the game out there. Sean and I did when you guys beat Hilldale. That was a very good team. and they earned their way into that 4th spot. So, and I'm sure. Look, I know you guys got a bunch of guys coming back next year. I know it's the same at Broken Bow, and so it'll be different. But I still think that side of the state on 4A is going to be really good.
It is, like I said, Broken Bow have mostly all their offense coming back. I think they graduate 8 on defense, so they have to replace some guys on that side of the ball. Hilldale was hit pretty hard by graduation. Ada as well. We'll be pretty fortunate. We lost our best lineman there in the Ada game, week 10. We had to do some shuffling around, so we got some guys some experience, the second half of that game. And then in the playoffs, so we'll have, 4 to 5 linemen coming back now, have a running back, quarterback, all our receivers. So offensively, we got to be pretty good, we feel like, next year. Defensively, we've got to replace some guys, but, that's part of it, and like I said, we'll just kind of regroup this spring and get some guys ready to roll.
Awesome, Brandon. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. We really appreciate you participating with us tonight.
Hey, you bet, man. It's good to hear you guys. And like I said, talking to the small school guys brought back some good memories, kind of like Shaq was talking about. You go back and play Davis, playing Jody Weber and them. You kind of hit the panic mode as a coach sometimes because, like you said, you don't ever know when you're going to get the ball back. And you look up and you're down 14-0, and you're like, dang, man, this is going really fast. And you're in the 3rd quarter. And those are fun times, playing Jody when he was at Davis, and then, the Hennessy matchups we had there. And then the Fairland quarterback, he was a freshman by last year at Gore when we beat them in the 1st round. And that dude could spin at the end, and I've heard a lot of good things about him now. So
he's good.
Them and Tallahena ought to be a good matchup next week. I've talked to Kelly, and he's worried about him a little bit, because he said, they got 15 seniors, and, so he's expecting a good ball game next week.
Kelly's always worried.
Oh, yeah. You got to get him on here. He'll be talking 900 miles an hour and messing up a storm.
Yeah. We're going to have the dump button ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
Good to see you, man.
Hey, you too, fellas. Hey, we'll talk to y'all later. Thank you.
Carson Schertz, right? Quarterback at Fairland. Good player.
I'm telling you, I saw him this summer at our 7-on-7 deal. They've got some. I'm sure they got some linemen that are pretty good, but their skill kids are legit. I mean, the quarterback can go. I mean, and Coach Laverty does a good job. I mean, they looked the part. I'll just put it to you that way. Their skill kids did anyway.
We got Hunter.
We've got Hunter. We have just a quick little update. We have Hunter Shepard next. Then we are going to be joined by Nick Friesen, who is with the Enid News and Eagle. He covered a couple of the smaller school games. And then we also have Chris Evans is going to join us too as well. So I believe Chris will wrap up the show for us as far as guests. But let me get Hunter in queue and bring him on. Hunter, are you there?
Yep, I'm right here. I can hear you all loud and clear.
Hunter, I still have your headphones here at the house. You looks like you got a new set of headphones.
Yeah. These have better noise cancellation than the other ones.
Okay, that's good. Well, I haven't seen you since the first week of the season. It's been well, I guess I have. But I forgot the headphones, so that's on me.
Yeah, that is on you. That is on you for sure.
My bad. That's my bad.
Get it together, Mark.
I need to get it together. You're not the first person that's told that to me. How was the game tonight at Norman North?
Well, it was total domination as you would describe it. I mean, Newcastle's offense kind of struggled in the elements. I mean, scoreless in the 3rd, 21-7, ended up being a 42-7 game. Carl Albert's good. That's the tweet.
Well said.
Carl Albert's good for sure.
Who was Hunter? Who did you find to be the most impressive player on Carl Albert's side? The Matthews kid? Impressed by him?
I would definitely say the Matthews kid. 3 overall touchdowns. One of them was an 80-yard kick return, and he just straight up housed that thing.
So where are you going to be next week?
Well, I'll be in Yukon next week for the Washington OCS game, but I will be up at UCO on Thursday and Saturday as well. So, I won't get to see Class C and 6A2, but I get to see B1, B2, and 6A1 and 5A.
It's a big week.
Oh, yeah.
So, Hunter, who's the best team you've seen this year?
Oh, boy. I know Tuttle's definitely up there for one. Watched them scrimmage Washington. It was a really tight scrimmage. Obviously, I saw them play Guthrie. We know how good the Warriors are. Warriors Nation, let's ride. But I know Jones can put up some numbers. Marlowe plays really physical. Sulfur looks the part. Just good football all around.
Yeah, there's
A
definitely a lot of good football around you.
Yeah, a better question than what Shaq asked, Hunter, is where of all the places you've been so far this year, where's the best place, the best food you have had traveling to games?
Oh boy, that is a really tough one. I know there was a little cafe in Guthrie I grabbed some breakfast from that was really good whenever I went up there on a Saturday to do the Altus game. Oh boy, and then obviously you can never go wrong with Libby's in Goldsby.
I think Adam was asking the leading question. I think he was hoping you would say Ken's, but it's been so long since we ate there.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that one. I forgot about Ken's. That place is fire.
And at least you knew to put the honey on the bread, unlike Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I figured you would
buttered
remember
bread.
that.
Yeah, no, my mind threw a blank there. I mean, like I said, I just got back from covering a game at Norman North.
You're a breakfast guy, aren't you, Hunter? I mean, if you could eat breakfast for dinner, you'd do it, right?
I would.
I'd respect that.
Yeah, I'm right there. I love breakfast. It's hard to beat sausage and eggs.
Who's the best player you've seen this year, Hunter?
Who's what?
Best player.
Best player. Yeah, that one's a tough one too, because I know, like, obviously Creed Barrett and Case Alexander and Josiah Dickerson from Washington are really good. Cruz Campbell from Tuttle, he can spin it. Hudson Morgan from Marlowe, really good both two-way player. And the Owens kid from Davis, one of those guys that's like, obviously in a wishbone offense, he can run it, he can throw it, he can do everything in between.
That's good stuff, man. Hey, thanks for joining us. You're going to be at the championship games next week?
Do what?
Which you'll be at the championship games?
Yeah, I'll be there on Thursday and Saturday, but I'll be at UConn on Friday.
Good deal. Looking forward to seeing you, man.
Thanks, Hunter.
See you, Hunter.
Anytime, guys.
All right, you ready to bring Chris Evans in? He's got to hop out of the press box, so we're going to bring him in next. Is that cool?
Yep.
Yes.
There he is.
Chris, what's up?
Hey, don't try to persuade Hunter Shepard on his eating place. He said Katie's and Guthrie first. Just let it roll. I know there's great places in Fairview. Just let it roll. He said Katie's and Guthrie. I heard it loud and clear here in Catoosa.
They have great breakfast food there?
For Hunter Shepard, yes.
Oh, Katie's and Guthrie's legit.
I want to try that.
Yeah, breakfast and lunch anytime. They close at 2, but it's good food.
No, it's solid. I've been there a couple times. It's way good.
Give us a rundown of the second semifinal tonight. Looked like it was a heck of a game.
Man, it was great. It started off Owasso jumping out to a 26-0 lead. You're like, man, it's going to be a long night, but typical 6A1 semifinal action. Jinx comes back and ties it up at 36-36, and Owasso gets a 28-yard field goal with a little over 2 minutes to go. And, Owasso holds on in a good game. Owasso never trailed in the ball game. It was a fantastic game. The big story, one of the big stories, KD Jones does rush for 56 yards, so he does become Jinx's career rushing leader in just 3 seasons. Remember, he started off at Broken Arrow his freshman year. But the other big story in this one, Jinx Landon Kazar, it was either the first or second series in tonight's game, got hit while throwing the ball. And I don't know if it was his hand or his arm, but he did not play in the entire majority of the ball game. And Jinx had to go with a sophomore backup quarterback. Did a pretty good job in Isaiah Butcher. But Owasso, Jaden Hall, 3 rushing touchdowns. He continues to run the ball extremely well. Drew Frankenfield in his junior campaign with poise. His offensive line gave him time to throw the ball multiple times in big situations. And he just very, very similar to Cruz Campbell, just poise in the pocket as it collapsed. He kind of steps up and makes great throws. And so we started with the Battle of the Burbs to begin the season. on Thursday night, and we're going to get it one more time at UCO next Saturday night.
Yeah, it looked like sure, from a coach's perspective, it was probably a nightmare of a game, but from a fan's perspective, it looked like probably a great one to watch. I mean, kind of, like you said, looked early on like it wasn't going to be much of a contest, but it looked like Jinx kind of about the middle of the second quarter kind of figured out what they wanted to do with their backup and kind of got it rolling after that. But great. I mean, I was watching it off and on while we were doing this. Looked like a great game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We said it. If you didn't have a rooting interest in the game, it was a fantastic game, especially the way Jinx came on. And I don't know if you guys remember that it was the game earlier this year. Owasso went with a fake field goal right before halftime back on September 5th, and Jinx stops it and then goes into the end zone score. Same thing, almost the same spot on the field, almost the same time. Jinx gets another stop. I mean, Owasso had all the momentum, and Jinx stops it on the I don't know if it looked like a kicker's decision to tuck and run, but Jinx takes advantage of that and tied up 36 at all. And Owasso had a couple of field goals. The wind was a big factor tonight as well. Whoever had the wind behind their back, especially in the kicking game, proved to be a big difference in this ball game. It wasn't nothing crazy. We did have light rain throughout most of the ball game, but I also want to say a big kudos to Catoosa High School. I know they got a lot of flack on social media and other places at 4A Stadium hosting 6A schools. They did a fantastic job. The coach/AD did a great job of hosting. Hospitality was fantastic. We're in no hurry. The only downfall is we're in no hurry to get out of here because the traffic is backed up. We get to park with all the buses. Of course, Broken Arrow, Bixby, Jinx, and I've also got 25 buses when you count their band. So we are in no hurry here. It's still raining. So we got a couple double whammies leaving at Catoosa tonight.
Yeah. Hats off to Catoosa. That's probably no easy task to do the day after Thanksgiving. And one of the reasons they're doing it is because there's not a lot of people that are willing to do that. So kudos to them for stepping up and hosting that. Good job.
Absolutely. They did a great job. And they've done some great facilities here at the stadium. So they were able to showcase that as well. Even got an elevator. I know Mark Rodgers would approve the press box with the elevator here. So it's a great venue. They did a great job. The stands were packed the entire time. So kudos to Catoosa.
Yeah. You can slide over and put a 50 on Sooner Red too for Adam's brother if you want before you go home.
I don't need an elevator. I just can't have stairs without any handles on the side leading up, but to a press box that has no area to dismount. So I think we're good.
I think so. I'm gonna see if I can get the Mark Rodgers suite across the street. I know the lights are bright over there.
Don't even go there. I was about to say something that was going to be inappropriate for those that knew, but I'm not going to do it. So I was just going to say you better get out of that high crime area quickly.
Yeah. So I did see a guy walking to. I'm always afraid to go when I'm in Tulsa to go into Quick Trip because I feel like I'm going to be on the first 48 because they always have great video coverage there. And so I figured I'd be like at the cash register and be on the first 48. But I did witness a guy walk in with a ski mask on today. Ooh. And I surely he's going to take that off before he goes inside. Walks inside the Quick Trip with a ski mask on. And I was like, am I the only one seeing this? And apparently it was just a normal day at the Quick Trip over there off of Memorial.
Man, you can't go into a convenience store with a ski mask on. I mean, you can't do it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's Tulsa though, Mark. I mean, it's kind of dicey at parts.
To Tulsan's credit, I was the only one who flinched. Everyone else took it in stride.
Yeah. Just another Friday night.
Yeah. So,
all right, Chris. Well, we will. I'll see you on Thursday, man.
All right, guys. Appreciate you.
What time are you going to start setting? What time are you going to start setting all your equipment up? Tuesday,
unless basketball gets in the way.
Good deal, man.
Good luck, Chris. You do a great job with all that, man. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you, guys. You do a great job as always. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hey, Chris.
Appreciate it.
Bye, Coach.
Okay, I got a cat that is dying to get outside. I mean, this is the dumbest pet that anyone could ever have. I've already let it back inside once that disrupted the show. Do I let the cat out?
I was wondering if I was hearing that. Shaq, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's your cat. I mean, we can go down the rabbit hole on how I feel about cats if you want. But since you got one, let it out.
We'll let Nick Friesen hop in real quick. Nick, what's up, buddy?
What's up? How are y'all?
We're good,
What's
man.
up?
We're good.
Oh man, the cat.
Yeah.
Cat's
I
on the
mean,
reset.
why
name is
can't we
Cat.
get a dog?
Does
What's wrong with the dog?
the cat go outside? This
Yes.
looks like a cat that would not fare well in the
cat's
dark.
name?
This cat?
Yeah.
Ozzy?
Cat.
Just
Cat.
cat.
Lucy. It's Lucy, but it's cat. I'm letting the cat outside, so
All right, we got
that'll
it.
be the
Go
last
down the
anybody
court.
sees of the cat. Sorry, Nick.
Nick, who'd you watch tonight?
Afternoon, I went and covered Cherokee and Sealing, and then tonight I covered Timberlake Medford. We'll start with Cherokee Sealing. That was Rush Hunt, man. I mean, he's just a load to bring down, and it's kind of amazing just to see because I know they've been dealing with some, banged up players here or there throughout the season, and he comes back and he just rushes for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in the contest, and then Wyatt Tillery has 4 rushing touchdowns, and they I know the killer in that. I mean, they were already down. Cherokee was down 20-0, 28-0, but then Dawson Schaumbach got hurt for them.
Did he really?
I think he pulled his hamstring. I don't know. That was just kind of what I saw from the press box, but he was limping off the field and kind of just wrote him off then, I think, because you put in Trig Ream and you don't have Dawson Schaumbach, you just don't have that run threat ability and that passing ability as well. So, yeah, Sealing cruising that first one. They stopped Cherokee's offense right off the get-go. And then tonight, shout out Medford quarterback Cash Kelly. That guy, 7 total touchdowns, 200 total yards. That guy is phenomenal, and he kind of just put them on his back and willed them in that high-scoring affair. Peyton Pierce for Timberlake had over 300 total yards and 5 touchdowns in the contest. Paxton Glenn, he didn't get going until the second half, but he had 3 touchdowns and over 100 receiving yards and kind of just, mess up time, clean up time or whatever. But every time, I think the biggest point of that game in that Medford Timberlake was between the late first quarter and then all throughout the second quarter, they stopped Timberlake 4 straight times on 4th down, turned them over 4 straight times, and then immediately responded with touchdowns and 2-point conversions. And I think either 28 unanswered against any opponent in Class C and A-man football, let alone Timberlake, is going to get it done for you. So shout out Medford. They're going to the state championship for the first time since 2002 and kind of bringing back the old glory days from the 90s and the early 2000s and everything.
Yeah. I haven't gotten
you can get from Ryan, Oklahoma to Medford, Oklahoma, and you don't even have to turn.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Highway 81. I mean,
that's kind of a revenge game for this year. I like Medford's chances. I do, just the way they can, get the run game ability going, and then, we were talking. Me and Coach Blake Lamley were talking, Thursday, and he's like, the main reason we have all these concepts and stuff is because we have the run game ability, and then you can throw the bubble screens out in the passing game. They didn't have to tonight because obviously, the wind played a factor, and they were just gashing Timberlake's defense in the running game. So they have another threat that I'm sure they have on film and everything, but they can have another threat in the next week's game against Ryan. So I like their chances. It'll be a fun game, though, for sure.
Any chance, Nick, in B1 or B2 that we have a different result than we had last year in the finals?
The way
it looks to me like no. I mean, like Isaiah Drake is so good.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that today, too. Sealing beat Cherokee, and then I was like, man, Walika beat them 54-12 last year with Isaiah Drake and all of them. And so I just think Isaiah Drake and what he does, I think he's the greatest 8-man quarterback to ever play, 8-man football. And so
it's a bold statement, Nick.
Yeah, you got a 2-time champion as a starter on here, right?
I don't know, man.
There was one from Medford that played for the Chiefs.
Yeah. The James Killian that played for the Chiefs in Tulsa was pretty good too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Drake is good though.
Dude, I talked to James last year whenever they honored one of their state championship teams last year, and he's a cool dude, and he's got things rolling up there. Wherever he's coaching at.
I haven't seen the Drake kid play. I'm sure he's fantastic.
It's kind of
Really
just,
good.
you know,
But he's going to have to be really good to be better than the Bencoma kid that played there in the
that's true. Yeah. I mean, if Ceiling can get going what they got going with Rushon, if he can, Rushon's going to have a monster game, and Wyatt Tillery's going to have to play phenomenal as well. And the B1, I mean, Laverne, if they can get a passing game going with Keaton Cox, I think that's the thing with him is he's a good passer and good enough, playmaker in the running game as well. That if, with him and then Carnegie Kid and everything, but I don't know. I still like Willika and Dewar in that contest.
I think if I would had to pick one to reverse the result last year, I'd probably go Laverne. I mean, I think
I think that would be my best bet and everything.
They're playing their best football right now.
Which, I mean, they handled Pond Creek Hunter, and Pond Creek Hunters have been on a roll as of late, and they kind of just got on a roll after, if they got passed by Empire in that first round, they set up a matchup with Yale that I thought, it was a scrimmage when they faced Yale, but they handled Yale pretty well in the scrimmage and early in the season, and they did that, but then they ran into a very tough Laverne team. But I agree with you. I think Laverne could be the one that could get the upset there and be one.
Should be some good games regardless. I mean, it should be fun to watch.
I know you got small schools. Sometimes they can roll it and everything. So we'll see how it goes next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Nick, thanks, man.
Time. Yeah, I always read your stuff in the paper. It's really good. So keep up the hard work, because I know you got a ton of teams that you have to cover up there, and so you're doing a great job.
We start basketball coverage next week, so that'll be fun, along with covering the one team left in our football area. So that'll be fun.
Just text Adam; he can tell you all about it.
I can. You're right. That's true. And Nick, we'll see you at the Squirtle Festival this year, right?
For sure. Always, man.
Sweet, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for all you do.
Y'all. See y'all.
See ya. Nick does a great job. He's done a really good job covering sports up here in the Enid area. He's done some really cool stuff. He's got a kind of a bi-weekly Northwest Oklahoma sports podcast. Does a really good job with that too as well. So he's been a blessing to the Enid paper.
I agree. Boys, we went 2 hours and 26 minutes.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
I don't even. We did come close to getting in trouble, but I don't think we did. I think we're okay.
I mean, there were some doors that were cracked that we didn't go ahead and kick in, but that's okay.
Well, this has been a heck of a day in high school football, and then next weekend will be even better with the semifinals and the first group of finals. So
we do this again next week?
Sure,
we can.
I didn't know. Are you calling anything Friday night?
Nope. Thursday, Saturday for me.
It's like it was meant to be, Mark.
We got a home hoops game, but I can slide out early.
Well, if you get us a strawberry sheet cake, then we'll just meet you there.
Yeah, we can do it from my office. I don't care. We can just commandeer the field house.
Mark, what time are you doing the game Saturday? Maybe it'd be smarter to do it Saturday after you call.
Yeah,
I'm doing both Saturday, so
okay.
So yeah, we could do it after the second final.
Yeah, okay. I don't care. Whatever, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we need to figure out a way to do it again.
I agree. Well, thanks, fellas.
Yeah, you bet.
Mark,
thanks
you
everybody.
Want to start us off?
Yeah, I will. Thanks everybody that joined the show tonight. We appreciate that, and especially Coach Laverty, which waited 13 hours to do it. And we appreciate all of y'all that watched, and hope you enjoyed the coverage as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. So for Adam and Lynn, we'll see you next week on the Saturday night recap show. Stay tuned.